funny because we've already started.
Oh, we already started?
We're already doing rough.
I just let it roll, and I just cut it where I feel like it when it's
okay.
going. What up, ladies and losers?
Great start.
The boys are back, and Nick and Angelo are not here. So guess who got the better version of them right here? Is a deadly duo. You've heard one before. You've seen the other. It is Ben and Joe, the duo that the world needs. But do they?
Yes.
Welcome to the Pod Boys.
What's going on? What's going on? Happy to be
Or
here.
welcome back.
Thank you.
both of you.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, no, it's been a long 3 years. It's been a long
I think
3
2 years. Yeah,
And
2
then
years
come
for
to
me.
find out, I get a call when your two guys canceled. Like, I kind of feel like a side hustle, you know?
Yeah.
Side piece.
Yeah, kind of like a side piece, you know?
But I take advantage of the best moments, so I'm gonna.
Oh, I always take advantage of those ones. You know what I mean? So yeah, no, but happy to be here. All seriousness, happy to be here.
Same here.
It's great.
Same here.
Happy to have you guys. Well, the way things are set up, we would have had you guys in time throughout this year. Probably individually, but we did talk about actually a duo episode where like you were both here, like all of us were here, like all 5 of us.
Well, Joe's getting all the smoke today.
I don't know what you mean by that.
He's getting all the smoke.
Joe's getting all the smoke.
I can't wait to figure out what that means.
Joe's getting all the smoke apparently.
So should we tell them about the our time in KZoo?
We can. Sure, go for it, man.
I don't know. They got stories. They got stuff to tell. We'll see how it goes today.
Yeah.
Real quick before you get going, roll it. What's up, everybody? Officially, welcome back to the Wet Lily Podcast, where the pod is never dry. You've already heard the rest. They're here. We'll get right into it. So what stories you got?
You
Or do you got other things? Just tell us. What's up with you guys? What's going on?
Want to go first?
Nothing much, man. I mean, I'm working and trying to find a house, so that's cool.
Yeah, that's big news.
Applause for that. Big news. Big
Yeah.
news. Big news.
Trying to.
That's a big move.
Dude,
that's a big move.
It's I always thought that I don't have anxiety, or whatever. But like it's an anxiety move. Like you're just worried. You're just going through it, and you're like, oh my
Yeah,
god.
you'll be.
No,
I mean,
bet.
a lot of things can cause
This
you
is
to be
crazy.
anxious.
This is
It's a big
insane.
decision, so yeah.
Yeah,
It's a lot of money to put down.
Right.
a lot of money. Yeah.
Are you looking where you would actually want to like live, or you just look like I want to get a house in the meantime? It's kind of by work. It's kind of like
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. Like, I mean, the thing is like, I mean, how often do we spend our time in Royal Oak or like Detroit? Like a lot,
Right.
so, you're
And
like be where your life
yeah,
consists
and
of.
like my work is right on Woodward, and 12 Mile. So I mean, it's
They'll come find you.
yeah, like and plus I'm just sick of the drive. Like,
Sure.
I mean, that is a
Done.
drive. That is a drive. I drive there to get my hair cut.
Where do you get your haircut?
It's off of. I think. Let's see. What's off the freeway?
what's it called?
It's called Aesthetic Hair Co.
Aesthetic.
Yeah, no,
It's right by Honey Baked Ham.
Really? Yeah,
Oh, okay.
Rashad used to cut hair. In
Oh my
Thornville
gosh,
for a couple
Rashad,
years.
yeah.
I remember.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I made that drive out.
I remember you making that. Yeah.
every week. Yeah, he had me on a Friday.
No, I don't. Yeah, I don't get a cut every week. I get it cut every 4 weeks, but I get it
one
cut for
tomorrow.
free.
Oh, really?
That's why I go for the drive.
Oh, you get one for free.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's
So
a friend of mine.
so here's
That's a
the
nice
screwed up thing
hookup.
with
Yeah.
Rashad is I don't know what you guys pay for your haircut, and I'm gonna kind of expose myself here, but it's like he charges 40 a pop.
That's
Oh,
how
wow.
mine would be. Yeah.
40? Yeah, 40.
I'm about 20.
And then on
Mine
top of
would
that,
be
you gotta
40.
like pay for parking to get in there.
Really? For a
Yeah,
haircut?
Because he was in downtown like Ferndale, so like I had to go through a parking garage because there was nowhere else to park.
Oh, wow.
Jeez.
Not to mention one time I went there and I completely like just effed my truck up. It was-
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
guys
think.
remember that?
Oh, is that what? That's.
I
what
remember that
happened. Okay.
photo.
yeah, I know, just completely just screwed it. Just screwed the pooch on that one. Yeah, no, it was a screwed up time. Luckily, he moved back, and ever since, my life has been great. My entire life.
Entire life.
Yeah.
But now, are you moving away from him technically?
Yeah. Now I'm moving back away from him.
But that's not as bad as the drive though. Like coming this way compared to going that way
100%.
is way better.
Well, and then all the miles I'm saving from work alone. is
Oh
just,
yeah,
like,
so you'd
Sure.
still
it's
be
like a
saving
no-brainer.
miles. Yeah. That's great, but that's also crazy. Yeah, mine would be about 40 too if I was paying.
Yeah, right.
What I do is I get her a really nice Christmas gift at the end of the year.
That's
I
nice.
spend like a good
Sure.
chunk of money on.
Sure.
You're so nice.
Yeah, I remember I
least
gave
you
her
can
I gave her cash one year and she's like, "No, don't take it." I was
So
like, "Sorry."
wait. What I want to know is how did you get this plug? Is what
I'm curious about that, too.
Free haircuts.
It's quite a story.
Like
So, yeah.
who's? No, I can't say that. But like, yeah. Well, how did you do it?
So, my ex,
Yeah, gotcha.
her older sister was cutting hair off of Hall Road. It's called like Deja Lee. It's right near Jimmy John's and
Okay.
Salsaritas. It's right across from like I think LA Fitness or
Yep.
the Walmart over there.
Yep.
Right near where you used to live long ago,
Okay.
a couple lives ago.
Yeah, good times.
But so while we were together, she was cutting my hair and she'd cut me for free. She was just like, because I stopped going. It's funny because originally I was getting cut. It was her old boss used to cut my hair, and then she left because she didn't like that boss, and then she went and found her own place. But that was before I even knew her. It was just kind of funny. But while I was dating her, she was cutting my hair, and then I got really close with her, and I'm really close with her boyfriend. Like, I'm really close with both of them. I see her boyfriend, or they're married now. That's crazy.
Oh,
I've known them
wow.
that long that they were dating.
It's crazy.
Broke up, got back together, got engaged, and now they're married. Crazy.
That is crazy.
Crazy that I've known them that long. But I'm really close with him because he goes to the gym, and I see him all the time. We've golfed before, but I'm crazy close with them, but not with her anymore, though. But
Yeah.
she still she's like I'm moving, and one day she was like, I'm moving from here to there, if you want to still get a cut, I'll still cut you for free, but if not, I understand. I'm like, you cut my hair great, so I'm not gonna leave
Dude,
you. It's
that is
worth
an
the drive.
Oh, yeah, it's an offer
So
you can't refuse.
Yeah, and the thing is, I do it where like I have like a shorter day, or like if I know I can go right after work, then it's a 20-minute drive from work, and then I just
Oh
cruise
yeah,
home.
100%,
Yeah.
dude.
So yeah, so she cuts my hair still.
Dude,
So
speaking of that, because you brought up something, we're now getting to the age where it's like people are getting married.
Oh, I know.
I mean, it's just like
There's a lot of people from our
that we
school.
went to
There's so
I
many people
see
from North.
so many people
It's
getting
insane.
married and
And I'm
having
just rolling
babies.
my eyes.
You're like,
I'm trying to get the first.
You guys are getting married, and I'm just nowhere.
I'm trying to get that job security.
That's what I am.
yeah,
For sure.
bruh. That's insane. Like that's insane, isn't it? I
Oh,
mean,
there's a ton of
I'm
people
going
from
to
our
a wedding
grade.
actually this June, and I need a wedding date. So
If he
You're
needs
putting
a
that
wedding
out there.
date, let him know.
Yeah.
Slide in the
going,
DMs.
yeah, going.
Good time to
a
plug
work
that in.
Wedding.
Slide into our Twitter or Instagram DMs, or drop a comment below, and we'll hook you up with Ben, and
Actually, to be
he can give you a
honest,
chat.
Don't hit me up because I don't check any of that shit. I mean, don't check any of that stuff.
No, I'm saying they'll hit us up, and then we can.
Oh,
let
yeah.
you know
Yeah, there you go.
beforehand. So
yeah,
there's no,
and then we
then-
can have candidates. Come
Yes,
on the pod.
exactly. We've talked about that before. We
Yeah,
talked
yeah.
about doing the real life Tinder thing,
That would be fun. Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good
I'd
idea.
be yeah. I'd
or like we
appreciate
talked
that.
about making a video of like each of us. We were talking about how like we'd like each like two people, so it'd be like them two
Yeah.
finding someone, and I go on like a blind date with them, and like the other two, like me and Andrew would find one for Nick. Angelo obviously is out of the running now.
He is taken. Yes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He's
Forgot about
official.
that.
Yeah.
Isn't
Forgot about
it's
that.
so
Yeah.
wild, like thinking about like knowing like who she is from like when we knew her, or like knew of her long
no,
ago.
It is crazy.
I don't know, it's crazy.
Kind of how those paths,
I know,
crossed,
intertwine. I know it's
whatever.
crazy.
Uh,
I don't know, it's crazy. But yeah, marriage, kids, people are having babies too. Like I'm like,
Oh my gosh.
oh yeah, people. Are
I'm like,
kids.
I'm
I
like,
am not ready. Yeah.
I'll wait. I'll wait when.
Look,
when the
I
time comes,
want to
I'll-
say I'm just completely spitballing here, but I want to say that there's got to be. I mean, what do you think? Like maybe 5, 6 that are
Yeah.
that are pregnant or either pregnant or like
Oh,
had a kid from
yeah.
our class. Like I mean, there's a good chunk, and like God bless them. Like that's
Oh,
that's
if they're
amazing,
ready for
but,
it,
like,
if they're ready.
that's crazy to me.
I don't
Wrap
even.
my mind around.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't know anyone married from our class that I could think of.
I think Jack is married. From
But
our
also
class,
too, guys are different about that in the sense that they're not posting about it. Like you don't
That's
really know.
so- that's so true.
because
Like-
I'm sure there's dudes in our class that that are for show like married and
Oh, there's a
whatever,
couple,
but
for
we
sure.
have no idea. Then that's how it's gonna be like me. Like honestly, quite frankly, when I get married, nobody will know. Well,
Except for
the core
who's-
group.
Yeah, like who's actually the people who
yeah,
are
like,
at the
except,
wedding
like,
will know.
people- Yeah,
Sure.
and,
Like-
and honestly, due to my sister posting pictures. Or
Yeah,
my
see,
mother
if you
posting
if you
pictures,
follow
like,
the
people
family,
know.
they'll know.
But other than that, I mean, you're not gonna get out of me. I mean, I don't.
You're not worried about that. Like it's your life to
Yeah.
live. You don't gotta.
That's-
If you want to
Yeah.
post, you will, or
Yeah.
like whatever. You'd be more like, yo, oh, not even kids. I'd be like one day. I guess it depends on where you're at. Family events. I feel, or you'd be like, you'd post one like wild like story, so at least after the 24-hour period's done, it's just wiped away. You'd be like, if you weren't watching in that 24-hour period, you'll never know.
No, jamming shenanigans was the best thing because I was posting some real just
Out there.
Oh,
out there shiz. Like, dude,
Oh, you know.
like people would like the fact that I had like whatever. I don't know how many people followed me, but a good chunk of people just watching that. Now, granted, was it great content and really funny? Yeah, absolutely. Do I regret any of it? No, I don't. But me getting older, it was like smart. Like, oh yeah, especially if I want to
Yeah, like you're not gonna
do whatever.
figure stuff out.
I had some crazy Snapchat stories before in high school, college
Yeah.
days.
No, Joe, I got a whole archive of you, my man.
I know. I'm trying to get them to delete some of them.
I feel like a lot of people probably do.
they do, and I try to get them to delete some of them.
Well, I guess it depends. At least,
one in particular that you want me to.
Not in particular. No, just
well, at least
just a
you
handful
know
of
you
them.
can trust. I feel like you trust the people that have them, though.
Sure. Sure, we can go with that. Right, Ben?
No, there's this one video that Joe wants us to. I don't have it. Nobody has it. and
That's
I
not
don't
true.
think-
Kenny
Joe,
has it. Kenny has
I really
it.
don't think anybody has it.
Someone probably has it.
Kenny
locked-
has it,
locked
and
in
it
a
scares me.
vault.
And it scares
Probably
me.
locked in a vault.
There's no way Kenny has it.
He's
No way.
shown me it.
He's shown you it.
He has.
Oh, it
Like,
depends.
how
Like, you man, I
recent
got to
was
text
this?
Kenny.
I was like, I'll buy you Popeyes. I'll do anything, man, to get you to.
Popeyes
Wait, you
is
start
the
off your
gateway.
negotiating.
Well, no.
You start off Popeyes.
Well, no, we were on the way to Popeyes, and he showed me, and I was like, dude, I'll buy your dinner. So how about, and then you get rid of it. He's like, it's too good. It's too funny. I'm going to keep it.
Speaking of that, since Nick's not here, he's getting all the smoke too. Nick Lush, let me tell you, is an absolute. He's a problem.
He's a
He's a
problem.
bro.
But let me state this first. Didn't you create that problem?
I did. I created it, but I'm not gonna sit here and take ownership of it anymore. Because here's the thing, dude. He's a fiend. He's an absolute dude.
I've heard some. I heard about Chicago, dude. I heard some
Chicago.
stories
as
Listen,
well.
I'm not gonna.
I saw the building up here.
Yeah, no, I'm not gonna get into. I'm just saying, like, Chicago. Like, me and him were. It was nuts. Like, it really was. It was.
Oh, yeah, I heard you had a fun time, too. I heard you had a fun time.
Was that story told?
No direct no straight intense stories were told, but there were discussions of what happened. You'd have to watch back. I'd have
Dude, I gotta be honest. I stopped watching this podcast a few.
I believe
episodes
it.
Ago,
I believe it. It's cool.
so I gotta get back on it.
I know.
We're,
I gotta watch the mic
This
one.
is episode 71. Just to let you know.
71.
If you want to see, let's see. I'm trying to think about it. I'm trying to think what time it was. Oh, because Nick was gone. So you'd have to watch episode 68 if you want to
he
hear
talks about
It's
it
called
there.
Milk Me.
Milk me. Oh, that's real
fun.
appropriate.
Yeah, we were talking about cereal.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. Nick Lush was a problem. He was an absolute problem.
Are you gonna
And hey, I'm
destroy it?
happy for him. I really am.
It'll come crumbling down at one point. You have to face the music at some point.
Right.
Because he's just now figuring out like how. I mean, he's 6'1", curly hair.
Like he's got the bat.
nice teeth.
He's
Sure.
got it. He's chilling.
He's just now figuring
Funny dude.
that part out.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know about all that.
Because he was
but-
kind of because he was
What?
probably quieter for a while.
yeah,
Yeah,
quiet.
oh,
And then
yeah.
you couldn't get him
He
to.
broke out of the shell.
He did.
Wow.
He did.
Now he's like, "Do you dare me?" And he's like, "I'm going to do it anyway."
Yeah,
Instead
now
of
he's
just
turning
like
into a
dare me
savage.
and kind of like slide
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's confidence,
So-
man.
Oh, I know.
Confidence
You know.
can change the game, but it's got to be used in the proper way.
Yeah.
I used to have just no filter. And
That's
just
what
go
I was
with
gonna say.
things.
Speaking of a savage, Joe, I mean, you should tell.
I had
over here. You should tell. Tell the audience about a story of the old Joe.
Oh man, I don't know.
More.
I'm trying to think.
Joe
of
was a
good
great
one.
man.
I'm
Joe
a good
still
guy.
is.
was just
I am a good
so
guy.
random.
Joe is a great guy.
and I'll never. One of my favorite Joe stories was when we're all in high school. I think me, Joe, and Nick and Sean, we were all like the group that I wouldn't say we were like nobody talked to us group.
We were in like the middle
know?
ground.
You like
We were in the
being in
middle
your
ground.
chill area.
Yeah, we were in the
I-
middle
I-
ground.
I-
It was
yeah,
nice.
I was.
I loved that place,
I
too.
think we were cool with everybody.
That's-
Oh,
that's,
yeah.
how, that's how
That's
I
a
was,
perfect
yeah.
place.
Like,
Perfect.
that's- But anyways, like there, we were also the group that like girls did not talk to us because we were loud, we were weird.
You're
we
just
were,
being
like, whatever.
annoying.
We were-
Oh, yeah.
And
Especially
plus,
me.
we weren't the best looking guys either. Like if we're being honest, I think we all peaked when we got out. Anyways,
Well, we always used to tell Sean that. Be like, dude, you're like, he's like, I don't see it. Be like,
Yeah.
you're always talking to everybody.
you're always talking to anybody. No, like Joe would just do random things. Like we'd be sitting there,
It's like, what
the
he's
locker
gonna say.
room,
No, I'm just waiting for what's about to happen.
and or like the hallway.
Yeah, uh-huh.
Where all the
All the
lockers
lockers
are
are?
at.
The
And-
locker
and this guy would just bring a whole bucket of change. Like, and you would hear it coming a mile away.
For
passing
lunch.
everybody for lunch. Like a bucket of change.
Oh, yeah.
We're like, Joe, what is that? He's like, my mom,
I was running late.
lunch money. I was running late. I need. And I literally,
You get a bucket of change.
I pissed my pants because I thought it was hilarious. Like, I'm like, that's just things that you're just not expecting, and he just does, and you're like, oh, okay. Yeah, that's
He's part of the Billionaire Boys Club.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah. But there was also times too where you guys would just like you would mess with me. Like I'd get Gatorade from the lunch line, and you guys would just take it and just hide it underneath the table. Nick, I'm not kidding you. Probably once every single lunch, Nick would I'd get fries every day for lunch, and he would always just take one of my fries and be like, dude, don't take my fries. And be like, I didn't take it.
That's so
Just
nice.
take another one, take another one.
Minute homework. And
Dude,
That's always happened.
I saved
That's
that guy
hilarious.
in algebra. I saved him because every day I'd walk into the lunchroom and Sean would just go, Tibbets, homework.
like, dude,
Every
me and
single
Sean
time.
are wired the same. I think I can tell you so many different stories about when Sean like cheated. Like I think my favorite cheating story of all time from Sean was like this is amazing. So me and him had study hall together. Okay. And like it was weird with our school because I think like if you missed the previous day or whatever, like you could like if you missed the day of the test, like you could take your test during study hall, like that was an option. And so Sean was taking like a memory quiz, I think.
Probably
like
for
something like that.
Yeah.
And so Sean's sitting there. I'm sitting directly behind him, so I know exactly like what he's doing or whatever. And like he's sitting there, he's doing the test. and in my corner there was just I don't know how else to word this. There was the Jagwagon group, like basically your troublemakers.
Iconic
Me,
word.
Sean, just everybody who was making trouble was in that corner, and so we were getting loud one day, and then oh my god, dude, what was the school counselor's name? What was his name?
Was it?
Rocklets?
Mr. Rocklets.
Yeah,
I
so
remember.
Yeah.
So Rocklets comes, he like comes up, he like here's the desk, and he's like walking over or whatever, and Sean's sitting there with the note like right there, So he's like he's cheating, right? And to this day I don't know how he pulled this off, but as Rocklets was coming over, and he was expecting Sean like, oh, you're cheating, right? Like, get up, let me see you. He gets up and he magically like slides, and he does it so well. He slides the paper to his back pocket and was able to get up and be like, yeah, no, we're good. And I'm just sitting there and like directly behind him. I'm literally seeing him put the paper in his back pocket so smoothly. And I'm like, yeah, all right, Sean, you're a different level, man.
I mean,
You're
that's
him.
mad impressive.
Oh, I know.
Yeah, it's
To be
I was
between, like, if it was between the legs, that's crazy.
yeah.
Because
no,
if it's on your side, it's one thing because you're just like,
I don't know how he. Now, okay, granted, the teacher wasn't the most sharp
Mr. Rockwoods is out in
guy in
space
the world
most of the
okay?
time.
yeah, I know.
Good
but
guy,
still,
whatever,
yeah.
but just not the whatever. And yeah, that was a crazy. Yeah,
That's insane.
But dude, like me and Sean would do that. Like I think I'm not about regrets or whatever, but. If there was one thing I could change, it was to take high school a little bit more seriously than I did, because I was a very, very average student.
We're just like, let's get it done.
Subjects
out
that
of here.
interest me, which weren't many, it was basically history and English. Outside of that, like I was I basically wanted to cheat my way every like what was the easiest way to get a grade? Like that was
It's tough because high school was more about like that in a sense. Like you weren't. What were you really learning compared to what were you learning to get the job done as fast as you can? Obviously it'd be different in regards to if you were taking like AP classes. There was a little more focused and like a little more knowledge building. But for the most part, regular honors, whatever, it was more about just getting it done.
Sure.
that's why it cracks me up when people get all, I guess, butthurt about cheating because. Okay, here's just my opinion. The system literally, the current United States system, like educational system, it literally promotes cheating. Like
All the answers are out there for you to just go grab and
that
Spark
but
notes and everything.
You think what you're asking. You're like, okay, 7 hours a day for 5 days a week. You're taking anywhere between 6 to 8 classes. All this material. You get homework in every single one. And oh, by the way, keep up a social life. You got after school
activities.
Sports and
activities.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you got to keep up a good social life because like that's the expectation.
That's
That's like one of the biggest things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's
Working
just-
at some
and-
Yeah,
point.
if you
and then you're
work,
working. So
Kroger
like the
days.
system itself, like, you kidding me? Oh yeah, of course I'm gonna cheat. Like,
Right.
I'm like, what?
They want to see how good you are. Like how can you think outside the box to get ahead?
Sure.
Am I like going out of my way like cheating on somebody's paper? No, I'm not doing that. But if
That's
there's
hard to
any
do.
advantage, I can get like, oh, dude, I remember. You remember that time in chemistry? No,
I might not have been in your chemistry, to be
So
honest.
this was the worst cheating I've ever done. To this day, I'm like, it's just so funny looking back on it. Okay, so I was taking chemistry. Okay, and this kid I sit next to, his name was Robert.
Oh, I know you're talking. Yeah.
But anyways,
Robert.
so our chemistry teacher at the time he allowed us to use like 3 note cards.
Oh, yeah.
Anything
That was always the
we
best.
put on
Yes.
these note cards, right? And so I'm jam studying the night before because I know I'm screwed. I know I'm like completely screwed on this. I mean, it's chemistry. I'm not good at chemistry, whatever.
Oh, sure.
And I get a text at like 8:00 that night, and he's like, "Dude," he texts me. He's just like, "Dude, ... I got all the answers to this final exam." I'm like, "Okay, like, what are you talking about?" He's like, no. Somebody from because the way the finals were weird, the way it worked out at LHN, like you.
Like someone would take it and then like a day later.
Yeah,
other
like
kids would
for
take it.
example, I
See,
think I
that's
took
dumb.
my test Thursday or whatever,
And some kid already took it
and
on
some
Monday.
kid like kids were taking it on a Monday.
Yeah, I think first and second hour would like take it on Monday,
That's
and
a
then like seventh and
horrible
eighth
setup.
would take
So
it Friday, something like
basically,
that.
That's so bad.
Some guy Monday, some kid like he sold off the answers for money, and Robert got these answers, and so he gave a copy to me and Fami.
How did he like? That's my thing. Is like, how does he know they're the right answers? Because the kid had to take the test. That kid's a whiz and automatically like knew all the answers.
Something like that happened, dude. Something like that happened, and so I had a moral dilemma. Like I was like, oh, this isn't right. Like the blah blah blah. But then I'm like, I need the grade. I
Right.
need the grade.
Yeah.
I ain't about to fail this. Like I need the grade. So I go in there and I only had like half the note card of the right answers. I breezed through the test, like, and sure enough, it was pretty dang. And I like purposely missed some bubbles.
You had to. Oh yeah. You have to.
All the ones you missed were actually would have been the right answers, and that's
Yeah.
opposite.
So I think I got like
Backfires.
an 86 on the test,
That's
but I had no business. Like I would have completely failed that final exam if I didn't cheat my way through
Oh, yeah.
chemistry.
Oh, yeah.
chemistry was tough.
Yeah. But have I ever cheated on somebody's paper? No, I've never. I can't say that I've done that.
People have cheated off of my papers. Sean.
I could never do that. Like for a paper, like that'd be just
Yeah.
it'd be too difficult because you already have to go off the information given to you. You already have to like reword a lot
yeah.
of it in like the sense of how you're talking about it, which is always crazy. Like, hey, what does this mean? Well, give me a different definition. Okay, well that's the definition. So if I reword it, wouldn't it be wrong?
Right.
I don't know. In different ways, it just
Yeah.
depends on what it is. That's pretty crazy.
Dude, I was kind of the exact opposite when we were talking about like school. Like I started off like real try hard freshman year, and then I got to like senior year. I think we took environmental science senior year, and I almost didn't pass the class. I literally had
I remember
to.
you talking about.
Yeah, I literally had to go into, I think his name was Mr. Ellison. I literally had to talk to him, and he was a big Marvel fan. So I was just talking about Marvel, trying to like sucker up to him. And then he was finally like, why should I make you pass? I was like, well, I want to get to college. I just said something random, and he's like, all right. But I remember in that class, I had Sean since we're talking about Sean, I had Sean as a partner for one of our projects.
That's
And I kid you not, sorry, Sean, I love you. He did maybe 5%. I literally,
let him know. Let him know.
I literally,
Sean, you're.
No, I love you, dude. I love you.
Nah, Sean. Nah, you.
I love you, dude, but I literally gave him like the cue cards of what to read, and he was like, I was trying to like not, you know how you try to like not read the note card when you're doing a presentation?
Yeah.
He was just, so in the Sahara Desert, he just read it right off the cue card.
like, I gave you these. At least just try and memorize
Just
them.
try, yeah.
If you get Ernie in a group project, you're boned. You're not getting
Oh no,
any work.
I would ask him, I was like, what do you think about this slide for the PowerPoint? He'd
Yeah.
be like, that's good.
I remember being in a group with you and Sean
Yeah, no.
once.
If you get me and Sean in the same group, then you're really
Just
I know you're-
troublemakers.
I know you're. I know what's going on, Tim.
Then you're really
I've been there.
screwed.
Luckily, we got a B on that because of me.
Those were good.
But
So you know what? I don't know. Were you in this class? No, you know what? I don't think you were in this class because I think you took it earlier on. So our senior year, we had a independent living class.
I remember hearing
The
about
biggest
independent
blow
living.
off.
Oh my
ever.
God.
Didn't you
Gosh.
take that freshman year by accident or
yeah,
something?
I think it's
You were
independent. I'm the
seniors or whatever?
I'm the only. I think still. Maybe I don't know. But at the
But
time, I was the only freshman to ever take that class. It was the only because
Yeah.
everyone,
Look,
mostly
all
juniors, seniors.
It was, but you know what's funny? You actually learned a ton in that class.
I feel like you should.
You go
Yeah.
you go over like, I mean, it's just so stupid, but like, he'll teach you like, here's how you write a check, here's how you change a tire.
Yeah, change a tire was the
Here's
big
how
one.
you
That's good.
You know,
All
Like
schools
interviews,
should
they did
have
interview
that,
stuff.
here's how you
too.
create a budget. Here's
You had to do an
this,
interview.
that.
Interview
Oh, yeah,
process.
and prepared for an interview. Like it was a complete blow off, but it was actually there was
I love
some,
the
like,
most
valuable
information in
class,
there.
probably.
Yeah.
That and foods was pretty interesting.
So, anyways,
I would've loved to do
this
Food was
this
fun.
particular class, it was me, it was Ernie, it was Nick, it was Joey,
Oh gosh.
it was like Nate
Nate Galuski.
Galuski.
Yeah.
Tim's like, man, I missed out.
I did. I took it with
Like
Ken.
just the biggest group of Fami was there.
Oh, Fami was there.
King, I think, was there.
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Like, it was
loaded
just-
class.
Loaded.
That's mayhem.
It was mayhem. It was absolute mayhem, dude. But
Yeah.
yeah, me and Sean would do all kinds of stupid things, dude. Like we would like put hand sanitizer on each other's chairs when people would
That's
leave.
so 8th grade, man.
Yeah, I know. We were just complete.
I remember.
Yeah.
Do you remember, real quick for stories, do you remember the gingerbread house incident? My gingerbread house from Foods? Dude, that pissed me off. So for Foods class, we had to do like a gingerbread house. And my class was right after chapel. We have chapel between, I think it was 3rd hour and 4th hour.
Mm-hmm.
So I set my gingerbread house on the lunch table, and then you go into chapel. So we're exiting the chapel, and I turn the corner, and all I see is my gingerbread house in the air. And I love Joey. Sorry, Joey. I just see Joey go, and just the gingerbread house breaks onto the floor.
Joey.
And I never knew who. Do you know who threw that?
It was Sean. Joey may never. I watched the whole thing unfold. It was the best.
I walked
It
in and
was
I
the
saw
best.
Joey going like this.
It was the best moment of my high school life. No, Joey did one of these, and then Sean threw it at Joey's like,
and then
it shattered everywhere.
And then
dude.
he did the usual, Joe, why didn't you catch that? You know how Sean is. He's like, Joe,
That's such a good.
I threw that to you.
I can't believe you missed that.
How did you? I threw that right to you. I mean, why are you throwing it in the first place?
That right there is why, because that was like a kind of like a serious moment.
Yeah, because I needed to pass
was
that class.
Crying and laughing. I could not contain my laughter. To the point where when the teachers were coming over, like, oh, what happened? Like, I was still laughing. Like, I thought it was just the funniest thing in the world.
Ben, did you see something? And he's just like,
No, everyone's just doing this. I don't know. Everyone's copying Joey.
Yeah, no, Sean knows good and damn well why he wasn't there sophomore year.
that was a decision I had to make on my own. I made my own. That was unfortunate. I apologize. but-
No,
I apologized to you a while back. And then we were just like, all right.
Yeah, stayed in Cleveland.
We
LeBron.
still had our summer
just-
shenanigans.
it's just so funny. You look back and you're like, you think of things that were the biggest deal to you at the time, and
Right.
then now if that exact scenario happened today, I would have been like,
Wow,
Okay.
cool.
cool,
Whatever.
whatever, man.
There's
Yeah,
a lot of
we were
those.
like, oh man, high school. Where are we gonna go? What are we gonna
Yeah,
do? Am I
right.
gonna play sports? Am I gonna do well? Man, what are
Yeah.
the classes gonna be
Right.
like? Oh my gosh, like, and then we're just like, whatever. And you get to be a senior and like, whatever.
Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Right.
And now you're, and then college and then onward. Whatever.
Then life, then family. Yeah.
You graduate?
I'm sorry?
Have you graduated yet?
I have. I have.
I didn't
From the
know.
Big OU.
I haven't heard about it.
From the big OU.
He's in HR, right?
Yeah,
I knew you were in
I'm a
HR.
recruiter, yeah.
My sister, she was in that field. She's doing something different now.
Okay.
But she graduated from OU with
Okay.
in HR too.
Yeah, I love recruiting, honestly. I like being on
Really?
the phone.
She didn't want.
Oh, really?
That's not what she didn't want to do. That she
So
wanted.
I got some breaking news for y'all.
Okay.
This just saying Clippers Paul George likely to miss the entire first round series against Suns.
That's it. That's over.
That's-
I mean, it was already an L not having him because if
Yeah.
you don't have him or Kawhi,
Right.
It's just the shot creation because
Kawhi's not playing like he used
other
to.
than Kawhi, like you're basically looking at Kawhi, Russ, and Norman Powell to create all your offense.
Is Norman Powell a starter or is he, I forget, six
They
man?
were- they had him
comes
as a
off the
six
bench.
man.
And Norman, so I mean, here's the problem. Like Russ is Russ. I'm not going to get into that. Like whatever. He's very inefficient. And then
He's a
Norman
good
Powell is just kind of hit or miss. And then even Kawhi, he's actually kind of like, if you look at the numbers, like he's actually kind of fallen off as a playmaker, but he's still unbelievable. Like Kawhi is going to get you 50 points of offense, but it's like, okay, where's the other 70 coming from?
Right,
Like, you know what I
right.
mean? Like, because Kawhi is going to be due for a 30 and 5 game every day, as far as shot creation. But like outside of that, where are you going?
Hasn't Russ been playing like good lately though? I thought he was.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I think Russ is. When I would talk to Mike King about Russ, it was never about particularly him as the player. It was more so about him as the contract and the fact that it just made no sense. Like it literally made no sense. Like everybody in the world was like, "Oh yeah, this isn't going to work with the Lakers," and yet they did it anyways. I mean, I don't know, man. You tell me if you play 3 guys who are 6'3" and shorter on consistently, and you have no athletes to contain the ball, on the perimeter,
Yeah.
and then you don't have necessarily the best, shot blocking and towards the back. Like, what do you think is going to happen? Like, it
Right.
just doesn't. I don't know. It just doesn't work. But yeah, the Clippers are screwed. I mean,
They are.
I think
That
so.
sucks.
They're cooked.
Are you finishing school?
Yeah, finishing school. Yeah, I'm still like 60 some odd credits away. But yeah, that's the goal.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, how about yourself?
I'm trying to lock in this like next year and a half and just get her done
Sure.
like nonstop.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like I gotta be done and I want to move on to something new.
Yeah.
I think I'm fine with where I'm at right now, but I think I'm gonna move somewhere else. I don't know if the world I'm in right now is for me.
Are you doing business for school? or-
Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha.
Job wise, I was talking.
Yeah. No. Sure.
Yeah.
Sure.
We'll see what happens. But no, I'm trying to get that done. I know what Joey's graduating in 2 weeks.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, and you start.
Evan was telling me about it because we're supposed to film on live on draft night, and Joey's graduation is when the draft's like
Oh.
is at 6 p.m. on draft night,
Yikes.
and Evan was
Yikes.
so upset.
Yikes.
He's like, I cannot believe this is happening.
That's crazy.
They're like, the university doesn't respect the NFL.
That's crazy.
How do we feel about the playoffs?
I mean, my team's out, so I don't know. I don't know, right, Ben? Right, the Mavs are out, right, Ben?
They're out.
Yep. So.
Here's just a golden state.
I think with the Mavs, it's like I think it's one of these examples where, I mean, you guys know I watch a ton of basketball.
Oh, yeah.
Like it's all I do.
Sure.
I watch a ton of basketball. I've probably watched, I want to say, well, especially since the Kyrie trade, like I've probably watched a good like 15 full games of like Mavs basketball, like some games before the trade deadline and a bunch after. Here's what I can say, dude: Kyrie and Luka are not the problem. They are.
I think they work really well together, to be honest.
They
with you.
are okay. There's certain obviously responsibilities on a basketball court that you have to have, right?
Sure.
And one of those responsibilities is: do you have athletic, tall guys who can contain the ball but also recover when the driving and kicking is happening? And then do you have shot
makers?
Yeah, no, not shot maker. The guy who can shot
Like a
block some
sharpshooter?
shot.
Oh, shot blocker?
Shot blocker.
Sure.
So do you have that? And Finney Smith was such a underrated part of what they did.
He was a great defender. for
Great
us.
defender, 6'8", lengthy,
Yeah.
laterally quick, can guard multiple positions. So you take him out of the equation. Spencer Dinwiddie, even though he's only like 6'5" or whatever, like he's long and he's quick, can guard multiple positions. You take him out of the equation, and it's like you are already at the limited amount of athleticism you could possibly need. Like, you know, it's a prime example. Look at what the Warriors were without Andrew Wiggins. It's a great example because you take Andrew Wiggins out of the equation, the Warriors have no shot. They're playing a bunch of guys who are 6'3", 6'4". Like it just doesn't work. And especially, you know, literally, this is how close the Mavs are of becoming a championship team. If you have Luka and Kyrie, otherworld shot creators, and you surround that with like 2 6'8" wings who can shoot a little bit, catch off the dribble, and and then have another shot blocker. I mean, that's a championship team. Like, you're winning it all.
Well, Christian Wood's kind of fallen off. Hasn't
Christian, well, he's also like he's a very ball dominant player, so that kind of I feel like doesn't gel sometimes too.
he? With that other two ball
Yeah,
players
yeah.
that are way above his
Because you can
level.
tell when
Yeah.
you watch him sometimes, he's just kind of has tunnel vision shooting wise. They have a young guy, I forget his name right now, but he's like a 3-and-D guy.
Green?
Josh
Yeah,
Green.
he's
He's
good.
a he's a
Out
good
of
3-and-D
Arizona,
guy
he's
that they
good.
can develop into like a Klay
He's
Thompson
cheap,
type
too.
of player.
They're gonna keep him. He's cheap. I think maybe he's got 1 or 2 more years left on his rookie
Yeah.
deal, but he's cheap.
He could be
They're
like a
gonna keep him.
Klay Thompson type of player, not as good obviously, but he could
Yeah.
play that type of role.
But they got to
Love
start
Warren.
with, I hate to say it, Tim Hardaway. He's got to go. He's making too much money.
He's
He
another
keeps coming
player.
back and forth.
Yeah.
It's like he just goes back and forth between the Knicks.
yeah, he's
yeah.
got to go, and then probably Christian Wood because he's making too much money too. Like they just need wings. They need athletes. They need guys that are willing to compete and do all the dirty work. Is what they need.
They need a Sonogo,
Yeah.
Yeah.
UConn. That'd be
As far as winning it all, I would say out of the West, I think it's
the
think
Suns to
it's-
lose.
yeah, I think it's Suns, and then I would have the Lakers and Warriors. Right up
That's
there.
probably what I would
The
have
Nuggets
too.
are too untrustworthy.
Yeah, and they're first seed, right?
Yeah, they're one
Yeah.
seed. They got everything going for them,
Yeah.
and they're probably not going to do anything.
And then
Yeah, I just don't trust their half court defense. Quite frankly, I really don't. I don't. They they do have. I think they have the best half court. No, they have. I think they have the second best, only behind the Kings as far as offensive rating. Right behind, but don't quote me on that. But
Quote 'em.
but like like so for example, what's really neat about the Nuggets is that Michael Porter Jr. is like one of the best spot up shooters, and teams can't really trap Jokic on the free throw line when they have him set up like that, and it's just crazy. Their ability, like his ability to get off shots, they're unbelievably offensively. Like one of the reasons why Joker's had put up these numbers is because the 4 guys surrounding him fit his role to a T.
for sure.
You know, like that's. But you're giving up defensively, so I'm curious to see if Mike Malone, like as the series go on, like is he going to get away from that to go with a Bruce Brown, for example, like instead of an Aaron Gordon to get like a little bit more ball containing? I think is probably their problem, but I don't know.
Interesting.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, I know. I feel like it's the Suns to lose in the West.
Yeah, I know,
honestly,
it's-
not saying like the Warriors always can make a run.
Yeah.
Wiggins is definitely the big factor there. I mean, and then out of the East,
As I was,
if Philly's just too concerning constantly, not that they don't have the ability to go win it with the pieces they have, but I mean it's Bucks Celtics.
I have the
What are you
Bucks.
gonna? They're too dominant.
That's why it's crazy because normally regular season doesn't matter all that much, but it was crucial for the Milwaukee Bucks to get the first seed because now you're getting a situation where in the second round, I forget who they're gonna probably end up playing. Like I think second round they're gonna probably end up playing either the Cavs or Knicks.
Yeah.
But then basically you have Philly and then Boston just beating the hell out of each other for the second round. Like that was the most ideal because it's down to those 3 teams. Like it really is.
The
Like,
Celtics
it's-
have to go through Philly, and then they probably have to head to Milwaukee
Correct,
to
yep.
get to the finals, where they may not even. I guess if they have to play the Suns, they would have home court advantage. But
Right.
if you're beaten through the Sixers
Oh,
and
yeah,
the Bucks, and you're in the finals, home
Yeah.
court advantage at that point might not be all helpful versus a team
Although
like the Suns.
they might have Miami has no shot of winning, but they're gonna make it hard on them.
Yeah, Miami's always a
definitely gonna make
threat.
it hard on them. So, yeah,
Hawks
should be
are
interesting.
just-
This is my favorite time.
the
of year.
Hawks.
Really, me and Evan talked about how the NBA's fallen off.
I've kind of
has.
been like that too.
Extremely.
Because I used to be watching it all the time. I mean, I kind of fallen off a little bit. I want to get back into it, but yeah, I don't know what's happening. Maybe the refs a little bit
I don't
with the
know.
calls.
There's just Evan brought up this discussion. He was like, they should shorten the season,
okay.
and then due to like the play-in the play-in tourney is a money grab. Shorten the amount of seeds that make it.
Okay.
Make it 6 seeds out of each conference.
Make it more competitive. Okay.
He's like, because like clearly like 7 and 8 seem to be like it seems to be like decreasing like as it goes up.
Yeah.
Like 7 and 8, are they really playing that hard? No, they're just lucky to get there because they survived
Right.
the play-in tournament. It's
Right.
almost like
Yeah.
7 through 10 is like whatever. So
Right.
lock in the 6 and don't have a play-in tournament.
It's not a bad
Shorten the
idea.
season so the games mean more to get those 6 spots.
Sure.
And then there's no play-in tournament, so you got to get a 6.
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
not a
know.
bad
No,
idea.
it's not a bad idea.
I would say I definitely agree with half of that, but I would also say just more playoffs. Like, I mean personally, I think I wouldn't mind seeing the first round go back to a 5-game series.
That's what that's also what he was saying.
I
He's
would
like,
not mind seeing that at all.
He's like have the 1 and 2 get like buys, and then the 6 versus 3 and 4 versus 5 be that like a 3
Yeah.
or 5 game series,
Okay.
and then have after that be the 7.
Because the problem is, I mean, here's the thing, man. Like, who's playing the Nuggets again?
Oh my gosh.
Minnesota, right? Yeah, Minnesota.
Yeah,
think it is.
Minnesota because Lakers are playing the Grizz. Yeah,
Yeah, I just feel like some of these teams, like for example, the Clippers and Suns, the longer that series is going to go on, the more dialed in these guys are going to get and know how to handle. Like it's going to be over in 4 and 5. Like I really think that. I think the Clippers got to go into this knowing that they got to take a game and they gotta.
they need to get one of the games. The first
Yeah.
2 games of Phoenix.
They got
Oh,
it.
yeah.
They absolutely have to, and then they just have to hope for other out of this world performance from Kawhi. Every
Yeah,
night,
literally.
basically.
And you literally have KD on Kawhi.
And he's been playing insane too. He's been shooting
Yeah.
yeah, now that he's healthy.
real well.
Oh, dude, I was reading a stat actually. ESPN. I was listening to it while I was drinking my coffee. I guess Kawhi Leonard for the 9 postseason runs that he's had, the last 9, his points per game averages have all shot up compared to his regular season.
Sure,
I just
sure.
think that's insane to think about. You know, his game translates to the playoffs so.
He's a huge,
Oh, yeah.
he's a huge playoff guy, but also it's probably like he probably self-load manages. Like, you know how there's load
100%.
management and he
Sure.
benches? He probably benches
100%.
his like ability at times, and it's like, what?
100%.
Could have the first seed if you don't bench that.
Right.
100%, dude.
That helps the rest of your guys, and not you being you showing up late and then not having home court advantage, and then you're bounced because you didn't want to play that hard during the regular season.
Right.
I don't know. That also would reduce load management too.
Right.
Like the shorter season and the shorter playoffs. It's all controversial, but I don't know.
I do think there's a part of the where you just don't have the parity. So it's interesting because I think parity is great for basketball people like myself, right? Like, or you guys, right? Like basketball people who just love the game. Parity is amazing because you on any given night, you know, I mean, you look at the Western Conference, like it was a bloodbath, absolute bloodbath to get to spots, right? But I also think, with that being said, when was the NBA like at its highest? I don't know this for sure, but I would assume it was at its highest during like 2016, 2017, during those like Cavs and Warriors runs, where like these legacies and these superstar
I remember.
like
That's true.
people got the eye, you know, when Steph was doing things that like were just never seen before, you know. So I think there's an element of that where now you got I mean, you just have a bunch of teams that can win, and the parity has never been better. There's just so much talent.
It's actual teams, not.
I mean,
just-
for
Right.
example, like Shea Gilgeous-Alexander, I think is a top 10 player in the league.
He's
In my opinion, like
I
he's
agree.
That
imagine
good.
him back on the Clippers still.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Well,
mean,
like,
he's-
well, no, that's controversial because if he was on the Clippers right now, like if they did,
Yeah.
if you sent Westbrook back
Right.
and then
That'd be
they
great,
got
the
Shea,
return.
that'd be
Right.
nuts
'Cause
for the Clippers.
Shea is, but I mean, you know, I feel like if this was 10 years ago, you know, Shea would be enough to get you in the postseason. And now Shea playing at a top 10 level isn't even enough to get you in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that
you're
is
lucky that you're in the
crazy
play-in.
to think about, you know? It's crazy to think about, like, even LeBron missing the playoffs last year. Like, I know they were dealing with all kinds of shit
They're
or
always
whatever,
doing
but-
stuff.
Yeah, you know, it's just the parity in the league, I think, has been the problem. One
Yeah,
of
the
problems,
talent's
yeah.
risen, and there's actual full teams now. It's not like
Right.
you know you have to build a team or guys have to come together, or you need at least like 2 guys to carry you. It's like
Right,
you can have a
sure.
legit team, But will the legit teams prevail at the end of the day? You know, sometimes the two pieces, man, they can just roll you. We've seen it in the past, but I don't know if that's the same. Because like that's how you think the Bucks won. Like Giannis is Giannis, but like they have such a well facilitated team. The Bucks are what the Nuggets keep striving to be out of the West, but they can't
True.
get there.
Yeah. Yeah, I also, I don't know. I think wing players, because here's what is insanely true. Here's the absolute truth about the NBA. As far as like NBA championships, is you need the guy on your team. Like think about it.
You
The
need a
guy.
superstar.
You
Yeah, you
need
need-
Of
the
course.
guy. Last year, Steph. Year before that, Giannis. Year before that, LeBron. Then it was Kawhi. Then it was what was it? It was KD and Steph.
Yeah.
Then LeBron. Like you would have to go back to like 2014, like in this recent era of NBA where it's like you would have to go back to 2014 to get a team that didn't have the guy. But even then, dude, they had 4 Hall of Fame players, you know, and sure, all of them were at the back end of their career, but like they have 4 Hall of Famers on the team.
think-
They have 5, including Greg Popovich. Like, you know, so you need the guy
Weren't the
on
Spurs
your team.
before that?
What's up?
14? 13, 14? Oh, no, that was the Spurs.
Yeah.
Was
That-
Spurs, I think.
yeah,
Yeah.
but that was like a good matchup, too. Because that was like almost like a self-made big three versus...
Right.
It was like a
Right.
big three versus coach and coach, but you also had like the exact
Right.
depth. Like you had the Danny Green, you had the Shane
Yes.
Battier,
Sure.
Mike Miller, you had...
But
Ray
my point
Allen, all
is,
that,
you would
yeah.
literally have to go back to 2014 to get a team that won a title that didn't have a top 5 player on their team at that time. Like, think about that. You know, you literally have to go back that far.
a top 5 player.
Top
I'm trying to
player.
think.
Yeah.
Well, Kawhi was maybe like top 10. Do you think at that time?
Dude, look at his numbers weren't. I mean, he was.
What about
averaging, like,
Tim
16
Duncan?
that
What
year.
about Duncan?
Tim Duncan was 37, 30. I mean, he wasn't.
I thought he was, like, still,
he
like,
was
a top-
old as heck, dude. Because think about it, he only played. I mean, they were all really good. And to your point, though, they all had defined roles, and again,
Sure.
So it works so
like
well.
no doubt about it, they had 4 Hall of Fame players. But what's true about the NBA is, and that this is why when we were talking about our predictions, like you'll notice my prediction, like I have Lakers, Suns, and Warriors. Why? Because they all have him on their team.
Sure.
Like they all have
That guy.
that guy on their team.
That's true.
So
Some have multiple.
some have multiple. So and then it's just curious, like, okay, will Joel Embiid be that guy this year? Will can Jason Tatum finally be that guy? You know,
Which
he's shown it,
he can
but-
be, yeah. But
Or
will we-
Jalen.
yeah.
I think Jalen has a chance of being that guy, too.
Yeah, I'm a huge fan of Jalen Brown, dude. I love Jalen Brown.
People want to ship him out every year. I don't know. It seems to work. They seem to be rolling continuously.
right.
So I don't know. For whatever reason, Al Horford really vibes with the Celtics and the mesh
Yeah.
of them. Because I feel like he feels like he's back in his old Hawks role, where he's at.
Right.
You know. Because who else was on that? Who else was the big man on that team? Was it dang?
Wait,
What's his
what
name?
team? I'm
Paul
sorry.
Millsap.
What team?
For the what
Hawks.
team? Hawks.
Back when it was like Teague, Corver,
it was-
Oh,
Jay Smooth,
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
Paul
Horford.
Millsap. and
Paul
Horford,
Millsap.
right?
Paul
Yeah.
Millsap. Okay, that's what I was
Yeah.
trying to think. Because then you had Jay Smooth,
Jeff
Corver,
Teague. Jeff
Teague.
Teague.
Yeah, that was- So those were the days when me and Nick were arguing about what team was better, Warriors or Hawks, when they were like both on a collision course to have to be number 1 seed.
Yeah, and the Hawks were the number 1. Were they the one?
Yeah, they were
number
the
one?
ones.
Yeah.
That was
yeah.
crazy.
Dude, wasn't that the
they-
year they had 4 All-Stars?
Yeah.
Like Kyle Korver made an All-Star team.
Yeah,
Yeah,
averaging 13 a game.
It was them 4.
It's crazy.
I think it was either Teague or
It was Teague.
yeah. I don't know. Yeah, Teague went to the Celtics after that. That didn't work out.
Nope.
That was crazy.
Kind of fell off.
Unfortunate. Or if the Thunder would have never dismantled.
Oh, that's the
Who knows
biggest
what
what
happened?
if. That's probably the
I
biggest
think
what
the
if
Thunder
ever.
are in good hands. The Thunder are very happy.
I
with
think
where
we'll
they're
see what
at
They
right now.
rebounded for sure with Shea.
I hope Wemby doesn't go there.
Oh, dude, that guy's going to be insane.
I hope Wembanyama goes to the Spurs. Personally,
Spurs.
You don't want to see him in Detroit?
I won't be mad if he's in Detroit, but I think his best fit would be there. Just
Okay.
because you have Tim Duncan in the front, you have Tim
Oh, that's
Duncan in
right.
the office to
He's
help
on the
out.
office, yeah.
You know, Pop knows how his international
Yeah.
players work. Something about San Antonio, like he'd feel like just the vibe of
From
him
a
there.
culture perspective, yes, but then I think about Katie Cunningham, and I think like what that could be.
What, like play
Together.
Wemby at the 4 and have Durant at the 5, and then you have
I just-
Cade and Ivy, and you just need to find that 3 because you know you can you know they could
Yeah.
Troy Weaver could find good bench players. Not that we
Sure.
don't already have them, and like Stu and probably I don't think about other guys.
Yeah,
much.
like
'Cause
I
we'd have to
personally think
trade Bogdan.
You'd
probably at
have to
some
trade
point.
Bogdan,
trade
yeah.
Bogdan, and you'd have to. I don't know. I'm just such
Killian.
a believer on Cade Cunningham.
I love
am.
Cade. He's
I'm
probably
a
top 2
such
favorite
believer
player.
in him.
I love him.
His ability to get to his spots, because like you know one game that did it for me was when I actually went to see the Pistons live at Little Caesars Arena, but then
Live.
well,
Pistons
against-
live at Little
against-
Caesars.
against the Warriors.
Of course.
It was
Yeah.
but that game did it for me because the Pistons ended up winning, but he was just getting to wherever the hell he wanted to. Like he was
Oh, yeah.
legit, you know.
If Cade's on, he's on.
Oh, yeah, and
it's
he-
just,
Yeah.
And he's a good playmaker too, man.
it's just how we can work with Ivy. That's what we have to really
Right.
see because they
Yes.
didn't get enough together.
Yes.
So it's hard to see that because you see what Duran can do. Man's an animal. Love him. And Stu's trustworthy on the bench. Killian has. I still don't believe in Killian enough, but like
I don't either. I
he's
kinda
been
give
he's
up
been
on him.
better. Obviously, we've seen him grow. Obviously, some guys need the growth.
Sure.
Some needed a culture change, like we've seen. Well, mostly when you're a Laker, but
Well, that's the thing with Killian. We can't forget. I mean, what is he? 21, 22?
He is still really young. 22,
yeah, I think he's 22. Yeah.
And I think this is what separates the good from the great because I think Killian can be something, but he has to have the right program in place. He
And
has
Detroit
to have
probably
the
not
right
the
support,
place.
the right training, the right teammates. I mean, he's
He's also going to be he's not going to be a starter in Detroit with what's going on.
Yeah,
he'll be
no.
he'll be
Oh,
a bench
no.
player.
he's
So
going to be a bench player, and there's only so many minutes to go around. You want to give 34 to Jaden and Cade. Okay, well, where do you?
it's
What do
true.
you do? I don't know.
I don't know. Depends on and now you got to see where you go from there. Because if you get Wembanyama, right? You'll have him. You'll have Duran. You'll have Stu. You'll have what? You still have Noel. You still have Wiseman. You got
James
You
Wiseman.
got Bagley. You got a whole. You got Towers.
Yeah, one of those guys got to go. Another interesting thing is okay if they finish at the second or third, which will probably happen because it's us, it's Detroit.
Yeah,
or
we'll
whatever.
get Scoot or Miller.
Yeah, where do you go? You go Scoot or Miller. Miller, although I don't like some of his antics, but like whatever.
I feel like Miller's a better fit for Detroit.
What was the story about Miller? He got in trouble because he
Yeah, he brought his.
I don't know.
He was
What
with a
happened?
friend, and then I guess his friend who he was rolling with, he dropped his friend off at like some club, and then he went to like a Waffle House, a restaurant, to have dinner, and his friend called him. He's like, "Yo, I left my gun in your car."
Oh my
So he
gosh.
drove back to give the guy's own gun, and the guy ended up committing murder. So he's technically, supposedly, that's not,
Oh my
this
gosh.
is not on true record,
well, and then
but supposedly.
then there's the pregame.
Oh yeah,
pregame
no.
shenanigans, you know
Apparently,
what I'm talking about?
they've been doing that all season.
Yeah, I don't know.
What is it?
You know-
They did his when he walked through the line and do like the handshake. They did what they did to him as a pat down.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
what it
that's.
It was crazy though
Oof.
because the game after all that happened, they were at Mississippi State and the crowd was chanting "Lock him up" and he dropped like 45 on him.
He'd fit.
But he played bad in the tournament.
Did he?
That's the thing. He didn't play well. He had no points the first game.
I mean, having him, Jalen, Stu. I mean, you're just talking about a bunch of dogs, man.
Yeah,
Bunch
and that's
of
what
just-
the new bad
Junker,
boys,
yeah,
man.
bad boys.
bunch of just
Dogs.
yeah. That's crazy.
You never know what can happen. I haven't been to the movies in so long.
Really? Okay.
I like going to the movies.
Oh,
though. I
dude,
don't know. I
one
just
of my
haven't
favorite
like
things.
thought to just go. I want to go see Oppenheimer when it comes out.
Oh, dude.
Apparently got moved to the end of the year because it was
Really?
supposed to come out the same day as the new Barbie movie in July. So
Oh
they're
my
like, "Oh
gosh.
my gosh, we're gonna lose people because of
Right.
it." So they moved it, I guess, back to later in the year. So it might not come out till like November, December, which
Okay.
is unfortunate.
The cast is stacked in that movie.
I know.
Unbelievable.
I kept going. And I'm like, wow.
Robert Downey, Emily Blunt. What's the guy from Peaky Blinders?
Yeah,
What's his
Cillian
name?
Murphy.
Cillian Murphy. Yeah.
He's in that movie.
Yeah.
He's the main actor.
You got to go see Oppenheimer. Well, let's all go see Oppenheimer at the end of this year. Because me and Angelo were talking about it because he loves Cillian Murphy too. I know he's a big Peaky boy.
Oh yeah, dude.
Let me see where I was literally looking at it the other day. Oppenheimer cast. Where are we at? Cast. So let's see. This cast has Cillian Murphy, Robert Downey Jr., Florence Pugh,
Florence Pugh. Yeah.
Jack Quaid,
Okay.
Matt Damon,
Matt Damon.
Rami Malek,
Okay.
Emily Blunt, Josh Peck's in the movie.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. Sweet Life. Or not Sweet Life. Drake and Josh.
Who else we got here? Gary Oldman.
Gary Oldman's good too.
Gustav Skarsgård.
Oh, one of the Skarsgård brothers.
Yeah. I mean, for whatever reason, I guess Alex Wolff is in this. If you remember him, I don't know. He was in Jumanji.
Oh, okay.
He was like he was the curly, like nerdy, I guess, kid. David Krumholtz. He's from he's Poe from Star Wars.
Oh, Poe
The
Dameron.
fighter.
Okay.
Yeah, the flyer.
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
I don't know, and there's just so many random people, like faces I remember, but names I'm not super familiar.
Sure.
with. But that's already loaded already.
Insane.
That's such a crazy cast. I had to read up on it, but I'm pretty sure Downey Jr. shaved his head for that.
Did he?
role? I think
He probably did. He probably
I think he
did.
did because I think they did makeup, and he was like he just looks different. He's not like him. That's crazy.
Yeah, the last movie I went to was Ant-Man. I went to go see that.
Yeah,
The
how was that?
Quantumania. I heard that wasn't
Yeah.
that good.
It was weird, dude. I mean, it was okay,
feel
but like there was a lot of like I don't know, kind of like the usual like Marvel jokes were thrown in there. Kind of felt a little stale. They threw in a character. What's his name? He's from like the comics, but it was just really unnecessary.
Do you know Mario?
I saw
I
that.
heard
I
Mario
saw
was
that.
really good.
It was just fun. It was just a lot
That's
of
what
fun.
people were saying. Like it was just a good movie, and I was
Yeah.
like, it was probably either going to be like an enjoyable movie or trash. I was
Yeah.
like it wasn't going to be like blow your mind, but like set
No.
it up. People were mad certain characters weren't in there, but I think they're setting it up for like
They're gonna do
Super Mario
universe.
So here's the
2.
question,
Of course.
Joe.
Oh, here we go, baby.
Who was a bigger dog in the movie, Mario or Luigi?
Mario for sure. I mean, I don't want to give anything. I don't want to give anything away because, like, I'm gonna be honest. Part of that has to do with like the storyline. I don't want to spoil anything, but Mario for sure. Are you a big Luigi guy? Is that why?
Big Luigi.
Luigi's
guy.
my favorite. He's a dog.
He's
He's the best.
Toad's my favorite character.
Toad's in it a good amount.
Toad's my legend.
Toad's in a good amount.
I know, but he's played by Keegan Michael Key.
yeah,
and
it's
I'm
weird.
like, what?
It was weird. Donkey Kong was in it a good amount.
I heard about that.
Seth Rogen.
I heard that was a great voiceover.
It was
Same
funny.
with Jack Black for Bowser.
Perfect.
dude. Didn't your guy play Mario?
My guy.
Charlie Day.
Chris Pratt.
Chris
Pratt played Mario. Charlie Day played Luigi.
Yeah, he did.
I heard they didn't sound like them at all because they tried
He
to
was
like,
okay.
change up the voice a bit.
Charlie Day was better at Luigi than Chris Pratt was at Mario, but it wasn't that bad. It wasn't like, oh my gosh, he sounds nothing like him.
Because he has that voice that would like relate to the character.
Yeah,
Chris
yeah.
Pratt, and not really. And I guess it worked out for them.
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. I mean, they didn't do like crazy character development or any of that stuff, but it was fun.
I mean, it's hard because people were like, I know people were talking about how like they didn't see like Yoshi much. Like they saw him in the
Yeah,
background,
there's
but
just a-
Yoshi doesn't talk.
Right,
He just
Right.
says his name at times.
right.
And that's it.
Yoshi was my guy. When I,
That's my sister's favorite.
In
character.
Mario Kart and all that.
Mario Kart.
Yeah,
my
yeah, yeah.
guy.
You know who did make a cameo was I don't think it's a spoiler. Baby Mario and Baby Luigi.
heard
was in-
about that,
Yeah.
Really? So they record that part?
No, it's just like a flashback thing, like a flashback scene.
Oh, so
Mario
they don't
and
get
Luigi.
into like the details.
No, they just
How-
they
like
just
the
show
flashback
Mario
to when they
was
were
created.
babies.
just
so
like a quick like couple seconds, just like yeah, from
he was-
start to yeah.
he was created.
So like, let's set the air on that. Like, how did Baby Mario come to be? Like, who?
What do you mean? Oh,
Oh, it's like a character.
Yeah, like who?
They probably just thought
Who's
like,
Baby Mario's? Like, we know the dad, obviously, right?
there is like the family aspect in the movie. They
But
kind of
who
go over
is the
that.
mother?
They make like they do something with that in the movie. I mean, I don't want to spoil anything, but they do something with that, like the family.
Because I'm telling you right now, I
What's your theory?
don't think it's Peach.
It isn't. I can assure you.
How would Peach be the mother
I can
to
assure you
Baby
it's not.
Mario? Oh, okay. So
That would be an interesting dynamic.
My thought is: are you viewing Baby Mario as the son of Mario, or are you viewing it as Baby Mario when he was a child?
The son of Mario.
No, Baby
No,
Mario.
Baby Mario-
Baby Mario is Mario.
When he was a baby.
When he was a baby, Baby
not
Luigi's.
not his actual child.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
See,
Yeah, yeah.
that's the difference.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
There's a baby Peach,
Okay.
too, I'm
yeah,
pretty
there's a
sure.
baby Peach. Yeah, there is a baby Peach.
Daisy isn't in the movie.
So
which is
who's
crazy.
Mario's father?
Like I said, they go over that in the movie.
All right, so here's
Wario.
my.
Did I
here's my-
wish he was in the
Here's my
movie.
plot twist. I think it's Browser. I think that's why.
Wow.
You think
So he's just going
Bowser's
after his
Mario's
son.
Dad?
Yeah.
You think Bowser just going
That's-
at Mario?
Whoa! I wonder who the mom is then, because that's a weird. How do
I
you, how
have
do you,
a.
Is there a female
Homie-
Bowser?
homie doesn't have a shell.
Well,
Yeah, how did that happen?
He's like, I'm done with
Well,
you,
do you want
Dad.
me
He
to-
pulls off his
you guys,
shell.
you
What do
guys
you
want me
mean
to
by
like to have an illustration here? I mean, I don't think it's like PG appropriate here.
What
but-
do you mean? You just be like, those two were together, and
Yeah.
that was Mario. But it's like, who was with them?
I have
Waluigi.
a few theories.
An Italian, some Italian.
Waluigi's.
Waluigi.
guy.
Yeah, and then he turned good. Then his hat flipped. He betrayed his
Oh.
dad, and he's like, I'm gonna be good. So he went from what if Wario's his actual dad?
And that's why he
then
hates-
Yes.
Yeah, that
He doesn't like him. And Waluigi's Luigi's weird dad, like stepdad or something.
And that's
how-
why
they had the same mom, different dads, and their mom was
Oh
good.
my!
That could have been it.
That's why Waluigi and Luigi are both like scared all the time.
Waluigi is.
Wow.
That's a good theory. I like
no.
that.
Dead serious. I used to have nightmares about this guy.
Which one? Which one?
Waluigi.
Waluigi.
Dude, he's a weird looking. Yeah.
Nightmares.
He's a
Like I'd wake up and he was there.
Do you know who he reminds me of? Is you guys ever seen Meet the Robinsons?
Yeah.
He looks like what's his name? Goob. The guy with the hat.
Yeah, the bowler hat guy.
Yeah, the bowler hat guy.
Michael Yagubian. That's
Yeah,
his
yeah.
name.
He kind of looks like
He
him.
tried to save him at the end.
All right, so you guys
Spoiler.
will laugh your pants off here. So one of the kids that I coach, usually when I'm going to coaching, I'm coming from work. So I'm coming in like my like winter coat, but I wear, like you guys have seen, I wear long winter coats. I have like a gray one, a blue one, a black one.
Professional.
Yep.
And
Stunning.
I'm a big fan of scarves too, So one of my kids, he's the best player on the team or whatever. So he's like, Coach Ben, you look like from the guy in Despicable Me with the sweater. I'm like, huh?
I think she looked like Gru.
Oh, Gru.
Yeah, and so we go to the team dinner or whatever, and he shows me a picture, and I just.
Yeah, you probably. Yeah, you're
Ben's
like,
I
come
lost
on,
my-
dog.
I lost
3 little
my-
Yeah,
kisses.
I completely
Lost my street
respect
cred.
completely.
You're Gru. You're a super.
Like they
villain.
won't listen to me from here on out. This season.
Yo, thanks, Gru.
Yeah, they call
Yeah.
you Gru now?
No.
Anybody look like Vector?
Oh yeah.
That's the best.
I love Vector.
Vector. That's hilarious.
I gotta rewatch that.
I love
Yeah, I'm
that.
all set.
Those are all great. Those are all great.
I think they were funny. Yeah,
They were all iconic. The Rise of Gru.
the rise of Gru. The minions.
Do you guys want to stay here in Michigan forever?
I've
No,
thought
I won't
about
be
that.
You wanna
I
be
think
here?
I might want to move. Yeah, potentially.
Where would you go?
Florida or Arizona. I was
I
looking
couldn't
into.
move to Florida.
No,
I hate the humidity.
the humidity. Sure.
I gotta go west because I want to see what the dry heat's like.
Okay.
But I'd want to stay here forever. I love Michigan too much.
Because of like relation, like family and friends and stuff.
Yeah,
that's like
a
the
big thing.
Oh, of
but
course.
I know a lot of people still want to move.
Just want to like experience it, try it.
Yeah, that's what my cousin's doing because he left here. He had to work in Nebraska for a bit, which was awful.
Oh,
Then he
wow.
went to Charlotte. He's currently in Chicago, but in like 2 weeks, him and his girlfriend are moving to Denver.
Oh, okay.
So,
Cool.
and then they're gonna probably be there for at least 2 years. And if they love it, they'll stay. If not, he's gonna officially lock in and go move back to Charlotte because he
Okay.
said nowhere's been better to him than
You
Charlotte.
like Charlotte?
He wanted to be in Houston or Phoenix for a while because he loved like the dry heat. But
Okay.
he said nothing beats Charlotte. He's like, so I'm gonna check out Denver. That's the last place.
Yeah.
And they'll see.
Okay.
It's interesting because so I have a aunt and uncle that lived in San Diego for
People love
years.
San
I heard San Diego's
Years,
really
years.
nice.
But they're actually moving back this summer,
Wow.
and it was kind of shocked. But yeah, I mean they're retired,
Probably money.
and
Oh, for sure.
it's funny because when you're busy, busy in another state, you can find your days just kind of go by that, and you can get yourself through. But when you're not doing much, where like you're working whatever minimum hours, yeah, I know not having people that is kind of
Sure.
a problem.
Yeah,
so
of
I
course.
sit here and tell you like, oh yeah, I'm out, but I don't know, dude. Who knows? Like if I meet somebody or like
Or maybe you're also like, maybe I'll stay in Michigan, but I want to go the west side.
Yeah, what I
No.
will
Okay,
do,
sure.
what's 100% on the table, and I don't care this, that, or the other, I will, when it's all said and done, have a house in the South. Like, where I go move. One of the most genius things my grandparents did was, as soon as they saw the snowfall, they were out. And then as soon as the spring rolled around, March, April, they were right back to Michigan. That's what I would want.
Yeah.
So you want two houses, or do you want like a apartment condo?
So you
Like a
kinda-
condo.
You kind of want what
situation,
like
yeah.
what my parents have, like
Yeah,
in villages.
like,
They
like
have,
a place that I can go at any point and just live there for months. if I
yeah,
wanted
it's
to,
basically
you know?
what my parents have.
That's-
the
that's where
villages.
They have a condo in Florida.
Yeah, they have a condo in Florida. It's like a place called the Villages. It's like just this big community of like people who have basically retired, and they all just hang out there, play pickleball and stuff like that. It's sweet. It's sweet, dude. They go down there for a
Because
couple weeks
I
and
do
they come
think
back.
you guys will agree. Nothing beats Michigan summer.
Oh yeah,
it's true.
nice.
It's true. There's
With
nothing-
your
I was
friends.
getting into it with this guy last night over Call of Duty. Actually,
Call of Duty, really?
yeah, I was playing some Call of Duty. I had decided to put my mic on, and
He's like,
I met
"Wax."
this guy from New Hampshire. I like never do this, by the way. Like I never. Well, for starters, I don't play video games as like I used to. But then when I play, I just don't want to talk to people. But whatever.
Oh sure.
It was after the Warriors game. I was like, whatever.
Let out some steam. Yeah.
And I'm sitting there playing Call of Duty. I'm talking to this guy in New Hampshire, and he didn't believe me when I said Michigan was a great state for summers. Like he didn't believe me. And
Stop
like me and him are talking ish back and forth,
Sure.
Gotta love that.
But yeah, no, it's like I think Michigan is such an underrated summer place, and maybe I think part of it is of how brutal our winters can get.
Yeah,
and that's
it's
what,
Oh,
what
yeah.
makes
up and
us
down.
appreciate the summer more.
Sure.
But I don't know, man. You go up north. You go to like Traverse City. You go to the UP. I mean, you are gonna see some beautiful
Even in the
sights.
fall.
Oh yeah.
Even in the
Michigan.
fall, yeah.
Like the
100%.
winters can be brutal, but the winters can also be nice too. Like
It's very
they're not-
unpredictable.
yeah, it's unpredictable. But I feel like sometimes our springs are the worst time of the year.
Oh dude.
So you got to ask Nick about Indiana.
I gotta put in my notes.
So when we went to Chicago, we
I'm like thinking about your drive. I'm like, Indiana's not that long of a drive. You're
No.
like 20 minutes in and out of Indiana, kind of.
20 minutes. You're there. I think 30 or whatever.
Yeah, 20 to
Okay.
30 minutes in and out.
But it was a funny joke when we got into Indiana. I just started just hammering Indiana. I was like, saying the worst things about the state. And it's funny because when we got into it was me, it was Kevin, it was Nick, it was Evan, and Angela. The second we got into Indiana and I made that comment, we started getting in the most vulgar conversations, like the most effed up conversations you could possibly think of. Like that's what we were talking about in Indiana.
Not even about the state. You
Just
started-
about random things.
Oh
Like
my
I'm not gonna get
gosh.
into what we talk like that needs to stay in that car. But like basically,
My goodness.
I don't know.
yeah,
what's
no,
going
it was
on
it
here.
was
Indiana
it was
do to you
nuts.
guys?
Changed
It was
you.
nuts, and then we got out of Indiana. And we're like, yeah, it was totally Indiana, dude. Like the state changed. Like who wants to live in Indiana? Honestly,
Colts fans.
Yeah. The Pacers
like
fans.
you guys seen the Zach LaVine thing, right? Where he got drafted.
Oh yeah, to the
Like,
Timberwolves.
that's
and
me, right?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He was like, yeah, you like mouthed it. Yeah.
That would have been me if I got drafted.
To the Pacers.
That's fair. I feel like unless you live in Indianapolis, it's hopeless.
I mean, if you get drafted to the Pacers, isn't Indiana like a big basketball state
Yeah, because
too?
you have the Hoosiers too.
Yeah,
I
so-
mean, Notre Dame's in the north, Purdue's there
Yeah.
too.
So for
Yeah.
basketball, I could see like going to the Pacers wouldn't be that bad, I guess, because like
Yeah, I'm
big
all
basketball
set.
state.
I'm
trying to convince
I'd go
them.
to the Colts. I like the Colts.
Yeah,
I know
Colts.
they're too weird everywhere.
I used to
but
be a fan of the
Used to love Peyton
Oh,
Manning.
Peyton.
I loved
once
Peyton.
Peyton Manning left, Colts. Boo.
Yeah, I'm a
Andrew
bandwagoner.
Luck.
I liked Luck too.
That was a good era. I still
Was a
like the
good
Colts. I don't know. There's something about them. I just like.
I like the
them.
Colts.
So where would you actually move though? If you weren't here.
I'll say this: my brother. Oh, I don't really talk to him anymore. That's a whole nother story. My oldest brother, he lived in Charlotte, North,
Yeah. North
Yeah.
Carolina. Yeah.
and so he was a firefighter there. And I tell you what, like he only lived there for I think a year and a half or 2 years. Like, but when we visited him, like it was different. I used to give him so much crap for it because I'm like, dude, you literally left that to come back to Warren, Michigan. Like.
Oh, yeah.
It was nice.
And my brother sees, I mean, as you know,
Yeah.
you live in that city or you work in that city. Like he sees crazy
There's
things.
a lot going on
because
there.
he's a paramedic, but he's also a firefighter, right? So he sees all kinds of crazy things. In North Carolina, and one of the things that he was explaining to me at the time was how it just all moves different. Like
Everything's slower in the
everything
south,
is
dude.
slow, dude. People have
Okay.
no worry in the freaking world, even if they
Right.
tried. That's what it's like there. So I to answer your question, I would probably say South or North Carolina would be ideal because even then you're not you're not even that far. You're what, a 2-hour flight from home or hour flight? You know,
Yeah,
whatever,
probably something
whatever it
around
is.
Yeah,
there.
probably
Nice.
2.5.
Yeah. So I mean, and then 14 hours or 15 or whatever it is. I don't know. So yeah, I would probably say north and south.
Interesting. And then you're Florida or Arizona?
Yeah, I've just heard that there's a lot of people like our age in Arizona. I
There
kinda
are,
yeah,
because
so I kind
people,
of wanted
it's
to
a
check
lot,
that.
the kind of cheaper there.
Yeah, I wanted.
Taxes.
Is it Scottsdale?
Yeah, Scottsdale.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah,
Scottsdale's
yeah.
big.
Yeah.
All the Arizona and Arizona State kids that don't want to leave, they're like, yeah, just party down here.
Yes, sir. So I want to check out Arizona like soon, just to get a feel of it. But
That's a good move.
it's an idea for me.
I'm planning to go to Denver next summer. That's
Oh,
the plan.
nice.
Well, once he's moved in. 'Cause
Yeah.
he's moved in a couple weeks. And I'm like, I got to keep going west. My other cousin's in San Francisco.
Okay.
But I don't know if I'll get there before because he's thinking about moving to Seattle.
Oh,
'Cause
okay.
he's like, San Francisco is just a lot and it's so compact
Sure.
and there's so many people. So I'm like, I don't know. He might go north. I need to get to California. That's on my bucket list.
I need to
Top
get
of my
to
bucket list.
San Diego,
I've done
especially.
enough. I've done enough of the East Coast. Farthest west
Yeah.
I've been was Chicago. I went to Chicago last summer for the first time ever.
Oh, really? Okay.
This is a true story. I almost went to Iceland this summer.
Really?
Really?
I was pretty close to going to Iceland. Yeah.
That's
So when I-
wild.
Well, and
Oh.
actually, you know what's funny is the deal is still on the table. I could go, but no, it's funny. One of my work friends, he's just like, yeah, dude, I'm going to Iceland for like $800 round trip, 10 days.
That is not.
And
bad.
I thought about it, and I'm like,
That is not bad.
you
No,
know,
that's not bad at all. The
I could
flights
use something like that. You know, I think he told me it was like $1,200 all said and done or whatever.
still
whatever it was.
like that's.
yeah, I don't. Yeah,
10
whatever
days?
it was.
Pretty
But,
sure Iceland's beautiful too, right?
I want to.
Oh yeah, Iceland's beautiful, and I was
Yeah.
thinking about it. I was like, dude, I've not been in. Well, I know that's not considered Europe technically, right? Iceland.
It is Europe.
Yeah.
It is Europe.
It's part of
technically?
Europe. Yeah,
okay.
it's just like the Nordic region.
Right, yeah, okay. But yeah, no, I've never been to Europe.
Yeah, neither have I.
And my
I really.
passport expires in.
I know, or
3
I
years,
think
3 or
so.
4
Yeah,
years.
because did you get yours renewed when we went to Mexico?
Yeah.
Yeah, me
Yeah.
too. That was my first passport. So
Yeah.
I was like, yeah,
So-
it lasts 5 years, right? Oh no, it lasts 10.
No, that's- yeah, 10.
Oh,
Yeah.
so we're already 5 years out done.
Yeah.
Or 6 years. So there's 4 years left. Wow, that's crazy.
Also, dude, I was seeing some some quick or cheap trips to Cancun, Mexico.
Oh, really?
I believe that.
Dang.
The times in
Times.
Mexico.
But yeah, I definitely need to get out and travel more. And
Oh, me
that's the
too.
one conflict I'm having in my current life because it's like, yeah, I'm doing school, I'm doing all this other stuff, but it's like if I do get this house, it's just like one more thing tacked on.
Sure.
It's like now it's like okay.
How
like,
much less do you have to travel if you wanted to?
Yeah, it's a significant amount because now I got a mortgage payment. You know what I mean? Like, it's
Sure,
just-
sure.
Yeah, so I don't know.
I really want to travel to. I want to check out Boston. I don't know if either of you guys have been there.
I have not.
I
It is
really
on
wanna
my
try
list.
there.
Some people say it's amazing. Some people are like, eh.
Oh, there's like
So
mixed
I'm like,
reviews.
Yeah, it's mixed reviews. I'd like to
Okay.
go to Maine.
Maine, yes, that's another
Go
one on
some
my bucket list.
lobster.
Yes,
Yeah, if I go East Coast, I'd like to, maybe do like a Boston, Maine kind
that'd be
of vibe.
sweet.
Because I've been to New York.
See, I haven't.
New York is a really cool place to go. Could never live there.
Oh, right.
Never
You don't
lived
like
there.
the hustle bustle.
No, it's just so much. Once
is
you're
a
there,
lot.
you're like, whoa.
Oh, I bet.
Yeah, no, it's a constant like go 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 go.
I'd like to go back because I'd like to do. I'd love to do one of those helicopter rides over the sea.
Oh, okay.
That'd be sick.
That would be sick.
People
Yeah.
like, well, if you're not afraid of heights, some people are.
I'm not really afraid of heights, so I can do that.
My dad is
That'd be
kind
sweet.
of not good with heights, but I'm
Okay.
good.
Yeah, I'm not the best with heights. Not the best.
Because they also have buildings you can go to the top of. Like they have the One World Trade Center. It's like the memorial of the World Trade Centers.
Yeah,
It's
yeah,
like
yeah.
almost the same building, but like inside the elevator, it's sick. Because as you go up, the whole inside is digital, and it shows you from like the building. It shows you as you go up the building of New York from like the 1800s all the way
Yeah,
till now. When
okay.
you get to the top. It's like the whole inside's digital, and it goes fast.
I bet.
It's crazy, but it's insane.
You got work tomorrow?
Come on, dude.
Shockingly, I don't. I don't. Have
Really?
Oh, because yeah, you were off on Saturday, or you
Yeah,
work
so
Saturday,
it's-
so you get a
well-
day off.
Oh, is that how it
funny.
works?
So I've been doing the Saturday thing, but then I've been working every day the week after.
You're supposed to get a day off.
I'm supposed to.
You make the schedule.
Yeah, well,
I make the schedule, but like I just. Yeah. We're just too busy, and we're short a person.
Oh, that's
You're
right.
short. We're very short, and I still get. And we still each person works Saturday, still gets their day off during the week.
Jeez.
I think your branch can afford it though. Like, I mean, how really busy does your branch? Like, my branch gets busy.
It depends.
Like,
Some days are weird. Like Friday, the 2 days ago on Friday morning, it was really busy for no reason.
yeah.
Like it just depends, but it's IRA season, it's tax
You
season.
miss working for Jared?
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm just doing my thing, and then I'll move on to something new when I get the opportunity. Because my dad's retiring in about a year from now,
nice.
so it'll be on me. I can still live here, and I don't got to pay rent, but like I got to pay for everything. I mean, I'm
Sure.
paying. I mean, I own my car. I pay for my insurance. I pay for my phone, so it's not like it'd be more like health insurance and
Sure,
stuff like that.
sure.
So we'll see.
Which you get through your current player.
Not part time.
Oh my god, that's right.
That's why.
That is so stupid.
That's the
I
controversial.
Totally forgot about
that's the
that,
controversial thing. Yeah. So that's why I need to like.
Oh, I'm so
You're
sorry.
good. Nick does that like every day.
Of course.
So that's the thing to think about for
Yeah,
me.
That's screwed.
So within the next year, that's what I got to think about. That's my only other. That's the only like differential factor, but that's what I'm trying to knock out. School and just move on to what's next because I need something new. I'd love to do this full time, but I think
Dude, that would be so sweet.
It's so difficult, so difficult in the realm, especially if you don't have like background of like following.
Sure.
Yeah, you guys just need to interview like Kate Cunningham.
That'd be insane.
You gotta do.
Just get like
hop
a
off the
big
channel,
Detroit
you're
star or
in.
something.
You're freaking in. And what you guys do with that is,
That'd be easier to get on with Evan and I because that one's more sport.
Yeah,
that one's
that'd
more
be-
sports related.
Oh yeah, true. This is more of a
This is more just free for all.
Just yeah.
yeah.
Who's
Yeah.
someone crazy to get on?
Oh, I get it.
Trying to
Just just a crazy guest.
Well, when me and Joel create a podcast,
Dude, that's been in the works for a while now.
Oh, you're just falling out.
Are we gonna do that, Ben? Are we gonna do a podcast or?
He's
just
talked to me
want
every
to
so
do it.
often about it, and I'm like, I could help you guys set up the entire
Dude,
thing.
that'd be great. Yeah.
You guys,
Dude, that
you
would
guys
be.
would never get monetized.
Oh, dog. It'd be rough. It would be rough.
and we would. Yeah.
You'd have to create the YouTube channel like how I created that thing for your basketball team. Only link only.
Yeah. Yeah, we get into some intense.
You also can do.
NBA
You don't have to do video. You can do audio only. Like you guys could literally get. You buy this on Amazon, and get 2 mics. If you don't want the headphones, you get 2 mics, and then I could show you literally how to do it. You guys could literally. You could upload in within an hour.
I just feel like it would be funnier if we recorded it just to get our reactions. Like if we were going back and forth about like, I don't know, an NBA thing or something, and I get real heated.
I want to get 2 more cameras, but I don't have the budget right now for that.
It's fair.
budgets. Isn't that a funny concept? Of
Money.
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 I don't need money. I don't want money. I just need enough money to live my life. Because do you guys want a family?
Yes.
Do you want
Yes, I
house
do.
and kids?
Oh, yeah.
He's
Oh,
looking at-
bad. Yeah.
You're
Later on.
I want a family. Hell no.
Really?
Oh, really?
Hell no.
No.
Oh, really?
Do you just want a wife and that's kind of it?
Okay, so I say that, but with that being said, like, let's just play in a fantasy world here. Let's just say,
Fantasy world.
Let's
This
just
is
say
real world.
Hypothetical?
yeah, let's just say
Hypothetical.
hypothetical, whatever you want to say.
Sure.
If I meet a girl that I really like, and then she's like, "Oh, let's have a family," I'll be like, "Okay, I guess I'm along for the ride. Whatever."
That's a lot of
So I'm not gonna be a
commitment,
good
dude.
father, but like, whatever.
See, I want a family.
Yeah, so do
I
I.
want a kid for sure.
I don't know. It's crazy.
In like my 30s, like mid 30s, that's probably why I want one. Kind of what my
But
brother
think about
did.
that. We're 25.
Yeah.
About to turn 25 this year, right? All
Right.
three of us?
Yeah.
Okay. So think about how crazy that is, right? Like you're the expectation is you're going to be married and this, that, and the other by 30, pretty much, right? I mean,
Around there. Around there maybe.
I'm just letting you all know right now. If we're 35
Okay.
and we're still not dating and we're still not this, like my parents would look at us a certain way, like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what's wrong? Like, what are you know?
That's true.
No, I get that.
I don't know.
So you're like locked in if she's locked in, but your goal isn't to have a kid, but
Okay.
you want a wife.
Which to tell you the truth, that's how it should be. It really should be, because you got to have two people. The way I see it, it's a team. Like, you got to have two people locked into that. I think one of the greatest tragedies, and I see it all the time at my work, dude. It's like when a woman is like in a relationship with this guy, or vice versa, and they think, oh, having a kid will solve our problems. Like, no, the F it will, dude.
No,
the
right.
F it
Just make
will.
it
And
worse.
all you're doing, like, if you're one of those people, I have no use for you. Like, I think you're at the bottom, because you want to screw up your life, or you want to whatever, but do not bring a kid into that world and your mess. Like, don't.
Yeah,
like,
you're just
that's-
creating more problems. Then you're gonna blame the kid for like causing
Right,
potentially
100%.
causing more issues.
One thing I'll say is I will never put myself in a position, if I'm dating a girl and I'm not a fully 100% whatever, I will never put myself in that position to bring a kid into this world. I will
No,
never-
yeah, and you have more
Won't do it.
control of that than
Right.
she does,
Right.
Yeah,
Technically.
no, won't happen. Won't do it.
That's
But yeah, that's my opinion on it. So, like, sure, yeah. What?
So, but you're saying what? So you'd have to find someone who else is also like maybe whatever.
But with that being said, if I happen to marry my best friend, right, and she's like, Ben, honestly, I don't really want a family. Like, I just want to. I'll be like, all right, cool. I'm all down for it. Let's travel the world.
sure.
Let's save a bank. Like, here's. Do you know, like, having a kid? If you bring in a kid, right? I think I was reading a stat. Like, it's gonna cost you.
like $1 million.
Yeah, like $1 million
for sure.
from the time.
Especially if they go to
Time.
college,
Over a
man.
lifetime,
Oh my
yeah.
gosh.
Yeah, like it's and then me personally, the way I'm wired and the way I was raised. One thing I'll say about my parents is, like, I never, and you guys were the same, but like I never, if I wanted something at Christmas or
For the most
birthday,
part, you got
for the
it,
most
pretty
part, I
much.
Yeah,
got what
well,
I
yeah.
wanted,
Yeah.
like, that's like, and my dad was always. He wouldn't say no to me because of financial. He would
Yeah.
always say no to me because of different.
Sure. That's how it was for me too.
Yeah.
That's
Me
how it
too.
was for you guys too. So that's where I want to be. I never want to tell my child no because of finances. And
Sure.
I couldn't
That's
make
fair.
it happen,
Sure.
You know.
Yeah.
So there's that element to it too. And I'm just saying, like, theoretically, the fact that this could all happen within 5-year time frame, like, scares the living shit out of me. Like, I know where
That's
else
crazy.
To word it.
I-
Think about it.
I mean, yeah, because it's all it's all, but also, where's your mentality, life, mindset,
Yeah,
who
yeah.
you're with
Sure.
in 5 years from now?
Yeah.
It all can change.
Well,
but
that's why, like, personally, I kind of want to, like, try all the things I've always wanted to do in my life, like, kind of like now, because like when you because when you have a kid, they're the main character of your story, type of thing. You know what I mean?
okay. Ooh.
I didn't mean to be
No,
all
I like
philosophical,
that.
but
No,
it's true.
no,
but it
you're-
is
no, you're
true.
right. Yeah.
Like, they're the
you
main.
you are responsible for that thing until it turns 18.
Everything comes second to that kid.
Like,
So, to try to do all the things I want to do, I want to do them now so that when I do have a kid, I'm not really too concerned about trying to get all the things, all the desires and dreams that I wanted to try, and I can kind of focus primarily all on them and just on family
right.
too.
But again, to your point, that's why people who knowingly and willingly bring a kid into their messed up world, I have no use for you, man.
Well, they're still
bottom of the-
they're still trying to be the main character of their story sometimes,
That's- yeah.
and just adding
That's
that
the
in just
problem,
makes
dude.
it a lot
That's
harder.
the problem.
So yeah,
That's why you got to be good alone before you can be with someone else, and then you guys got to be good
that's
together
true.
before you bring a
Good.
kid.
Yeah, that's great.
Because otherwise, there's no. It just hurts everyone in the long
Right.
run. That's why families break down. That's why divorce rate's so high.
Yep.
That's why.
I think the divorce is gotta be emotionally the worst thing a human can go through. I would think.
It's true. It's
Especially
like
if you have a family.
The most
It's worse than death.
Well, especially
I'll
on a
argue
family,
that
too.
To anybody.
because yeah.
Death, there's closure.
it-
You can cry about it. You can take the time to think about it, and most case scenarios, if you're lucky, like, you see it coming, whether it's with your grandma, grandpa, whatever, right?
Sure.
Like, divorce. I mean, nobody goes into a marriage
expecting divorce.
expecting
Oh
divorce.
no, never.
And when that happens, you're just like, whoa, what do you do? You gotta, and then not to mention you're giving,
The paperwork type of stuff,
you're
yeah, money
giving
and
half of
everything.
your crap now.
Right.
So,
I mean, it's also people not thinking properly. I'm trying to think of how I was going to say it because
Like rushing?
You know what it's like? It's like if your pilot, I was
to
listening to
think
this in
what
one of his sermons. If your pilot says to you, like, hey man, you have a 50% chance of this flight crashing in the Pacific Ocean, are you flying? Like, how often are you flying?
Right.
That, like, because that's what it is, right? Like, I'm talking percentages, okay? I'm talking percentages. All three of us getting married, right? That means at least one of us, out of us three, are going to go through a divorce.
Right.
Think about it, like, as crazy as that is, like, that's
On average, yeah.
That's the truth of it, right?
No, yeah,
so,
no.
for me, like, if I don't get married, dude, I won't be shocked. I'd rather not get married and, like, live my life and help people along the way and do all this great things than married because all my friends are getting married and I'm like, oh
That's-
shit.
No,
I
sure.
don't know,
That's
you
the
know what I
problem.
mean?
People are looking at babies and marriage as like mental and visual, like clout for
Right.
themselves.
Sure.
They're not like, okay, oh, there's a bump in the road. Let's get divorced. We
Right.
didn't wash the dishes yesterday. Divorce. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Right.
stupid stuff too. Nah, I mean that's not like that. Probably doesn't. That what I just say. If my example probably wasn't
Right.
super accurate, but like people don't know how to work through things.
Yep.
Right.
Toughness.
Stick it out.
Yeah, they don't know, and that's the purpose.
You know what's
Right.
crazy is
That
that
is the purpose.
is the love word thrown around. Like, we all seen.
I think about that all the time. Like,
We've all seen, and like, dude, I'm guilty of it. I've done it. In the
Oh, I
past,
do
but,
too, yeah.
We've all seen these like newly couples
yeah,
saying, "Oh, I love you," like 5 months in, 6 months in,
Right.
Whatever.
and you shouldn't state. You shouldn't say that.
Okay, you know what real love is? Is like, she accidentally like uses your toothbrush. You know what I mean? Like, or she accidentally like, she snores insanely loud when you're sleeping, or she takes half the freaking bed when you're sleeping. Like, that's to me is when you get into the potatoes of it, like, because a lot of people they think they love each other and then they get into the living situation of it and like the everyday, like, I'm seeing you nonstop, and they get into that and then.
It's part of your because you're one.
Because here's the thing: if you're a guy, like, you can't hide anything from girls either.
No,
from
no,
so
they know everything.
there's, I remember being in relationships where I'm like, oh yeah, I'll hide that from her. Like, I ain't gonna tell her that. Like, she doesn't need to know that. And then as time went on, it's like, oh yeah, So I don't know.
The truth will set you free. So never
Yeah.
hide it.
Sure.
Because then that can there may be something you think is wrong or they think is wrong, and then you state it, and they're like, oh, it's not really that big of a deal.
Right.
So it's better to be honest at first, because
Right.
then there's also more respect there that you hope is between you guys. But yeah, people just care less. They're easy to scare off, eager to run,
Yep.
and it's
Right.
like the point is till death do us part,
That's true.
not
That's facts.
not till you get mad and take my money.
Yeah. Until
Correct me if I'm wrong. You would know this. I think you know this way better. I think. I'm totally spitballing here, but I think the only permission God gives in the Bible for divorce is
Adultery.
adultery.
Correct.
Right? Is that
Correct.
that's true, right?
and if like she doesn't believe in God as well or something like that, or like she
That-
falls away, or she falls
that's-
away, or is that not?
No,
a-
because she can. You can.
you can bring her
pray for
back. You
Yeah,
can bring her
her
back.
back. You,
Okay.
you
Yeah.
pray
Never
for
mind.
her, and God can bring her back.
Yeah, never
but-
mind, never mind.
Yeah, because I literally read that the other day.
you
Like,
read that the other
Oh,
day.
okay.
Okay.
Yeah, technically based on the
Technically speaking, right?
based on the
Yeah.
Bible, yeah, adultery is because it's a form of sin. Obviously, people forgive them. You gotta have a lot of
Yeah.
strength,
Sure.
to
Oh.
forgive. But like that's the way you're not supposed to divorce someone because technically it's sin as you divorce without that reasoning, and then they go marry someone else. That's considered adultery.
Right.
Without actual adultery,
right.
you divorcing and then one of them going to marry someone else, that's considered adultery
Gotcha.
That's crazy.
Okay.
That's crazy.
See, I didn't know that.
based on that.
Yeah, I gotta get back to reading the Bible, Joe.
I do too.
I was going to talk to you guys about that. We can talk about that after.
But yeah, that's a great time.
Yeah.
Like, this game is
It's starting soon.
Here we go.
I was going to ask Joe, how many kids do you want?
2 max. I'd prefer one kid.
Really?
Yeah. I kind of liked what my parents did. Just one kid.
Did you like?
Well,
probably growing up,
2
you probably like
half-brothers.
you. Oh, you have.
I have 2 half brothers, so
Okay.
they were big in my life. But yeah, probably 1, maximum 2. I want a little Joe Tibbetts running around.
You probably. Ben would be like, oh no, here he goes again. Ben's like, okay, I'll be a great uncle to Tibbetts
I don't
Jr.
know. We'll see.
He's like,
I'll make him a Steph Curry fan. I don't know about like that.
Ben's like, I'll teach him everything I know.
Oh yeah, dude.
I definitely want at least 2. I used
Okay.
to. I don't know how I'll feel in the time. I think I said if I'm suited for it, max of 5.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I used to say I wanted 4 and I'd want to adopt a 5th,
Oh, okay. Yeah.
maybe from somewhere else.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
But
Well, you guys know this. I came from a family of 5.
yeah,
Yeah.
And it was an interesting dynamic because obviously there was the huge age gap between me
Yeah.
and Kaylin and then the rest of the 3. But, we're all, like Steve and Jared and Joey, they're all, they would get into so much crap when they were younger. I mean, it was crazy. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know how to explain it.
No, yeah. I mean, I kind of had that too with my brothers. I mean, my oldest brother's 40, I think. Jay's 40. Yeah. My other one's 34, 35.
Wow.
Yeah, so I had that big age gap too.
Hold up.
I think
Hold the
so.
phone,
I
hold
think
the phone,
something like
dude.
that.
You have 2 brothers?
Yeah.
he just said that like 2 seconds.
Dude,
ago.
Dog.
yeah.
I knew about your one brother. You have 2? You have 2? 2 brothers?
Breaking news.
How long
No,
ago?
no. I've told him this. Jay, who lives down in Florida,
Who the F is Jay?
my oldest brother.
Jay boy.
Jay lives down in Florida, and then
Oh,
Brad,
okay, no, I know about Jay. And then who's the other one?
Brad, the one with 2 kids. My godson Jack, and then Lola.
Ben, you should know. Ben, you know him better than
Dude,
I do.
what are
know
you
kids better than I
doing?
do.
What are you doing?
He listens.
Yeah, I guess. I
Hey,
guess.
Ben's a great listener.
Oh boy.
You know what else is funny? Last kind of story here is so my mom and dad would ask me like, they would just check in on you guys, like all of you guys.
Sure,
like,
sure.
Check in, like, oh yeah, like what's Joe doing? What's Justin doing? It's so funny because I have the same answer. Like, gotta be honest, Mom, I have no idea what they're doing. I have no freaking clue what they're doing or what job they're working. We don't care. Like that's
That's so weird. I've had that same combo with my
That's
mom
the thing.
recently.
We don't care. We don't. When we go out to a bar, we're not saying, "Oh, wait, hey, Justin, I was working."
Oh no. I had that combo with my mom. She was asking me, she's like, do you guys talk about work and stuff like that? I go, no, we talk about
Whatever we
the
talk about.
Tigers
Whatever
or
we
the
like.
Pistons
and sports
or
and
last
girls. Like,
weekend.
that's what we're talking
Yeah.
about. Like,
Yeah, what happened last weekend is usually we talk about.
Yeah, we don't remember.
Yeah.
Who remembers what happened last week?
Yeah.
And she was like, that's so weird. I'm like, no, it's not.
We don't care.
We do that
Like,
all
we
the
don't care.
time.
Everyone's just doing their
Just-
thing. And we're
yeah.
just like, hey, we're friends. That's what's up.
Right.
That's all. Like,
That's interesting that you've had that
nobody-
recently.
Nobody cares.
Because I've had that too.
I actually know for the most part what most people are doing.
Yeah, and that's and like if that's your thing, that's your thing. I don't ask people because quite frankly, I don't care.
I don't ask. I just know through.
I
word
just
of-
knew from
know-
others.
I hear from
Yeah.
others what
That's how
everyone
I
else
am.
is doing, so I know.
Yeah.
That's how I
pretty much
am.
how it is.
Sure.
He'd be like, "Do you know what he's doing?" Oh yeah.
Like quite honestly, you know, who's a good example? Angelo. No idea what he's doing. Like I don't know what.
And I only know because I see him.
Yeah,
like,
you only know
every
every
day.
day. Like Angelo, I was considered a good friend. Like I
Yeah.
nothing but respect for him. But I've never sat down and be like, hey Angelo, like what are you doing? Like
I know we talked about this months ago. His mom asked him like about like me and Nick, what are they up to? What are they doing? He's
That's
like,
so
honestly, I don't know. And like he joked, he's like, on the podcast, this is all we do. We're not actually friends. Like he was joking, he's like, we're not actually friends outside of here. We never talk, we never hang out.
Yeah.
And we actually didn't for a while. Like we podcast, but then we talk outside, but we never hung out. So I was just like, all right. So we tried to make sure we hung out, which is
Yeah.
weird. I'm like, what? I don't know. It was just funny.
Like another example is Joey. I think he's engineering.
No,
maybe?
yeah. So he's engineering, and
Mike's engineering.
he's
I knew Mike was under that.
he's starting a new job, I believe. I don't know
Oh,
if I'm
yeah?
supposed to leak that,
League.
but yeah, he's starting a new job.
Trevor wants to be a dentist. I think.
He's in
he's
pharmaceutical, right?
pharmaceutical.
Yeah.
So I don't
Pharmaceutical.
know if he keeps talking about.
Andrew Wees. I have no idea. I know there's something.
I know they're medical.
Medical,
Drew
yeah.
is
That's
probably
it.
the one
I-
I know least amount about.
And quite frankly, like no offense to Drew Wees, if they would sit down and talk to me about this, like it would literally go in one ear out the other. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want to hear.
They probably don't want to talk about it. Like
don't.
they're like whatever.
Kudos to them. I'm so happy, and obviously they're gonna make a killing in their life, and they're gonna be great. But like that just does not interest me at all. Like dealing with medical, like
We got guys we can trust in every like aspect of like life.
That is
in,
true.
like,
we
different
gotta
realms
set
and
out. Yeah.
stuff.
Someone needs a job. Hit me
Let
up.
Joe know.
Hit me up.
You need money, Ben. Legalities, Evan.
Oh right.
Medical, Drew or Weeze.
Yeah.
Long-term big investment money when you got the bank, maybe Cam.
Right.
No, Cam only deals because I tried. Me and him tried like referring business to each other. Cam only deals with
millionaires.
not millionaires, but like you gotta have some money.
Very well.
Obviously,
Sure.
Because he works at a pretty well firm. Like he's
pretty
gonna
open.
be golden once he can get in and get in the book, and he's gonna be solid. I mean, yeah.
Angel help you psychologically.
That's facts.
You want to build something called Joey
Yep. And Mike.
and Mike. I don't know what you want to do if you call Nick.
Have a good time.
Have a good time.
I would consider Nick to be one of my best friends, maybe outside
Oh,
of you.
for sure.
I couldn't tell you what
I
he does.
never know what he
I
does.
couldn't tell you what he does, and I don't care. Like that again,
I talk to him
that's an example.
every
I
week.
don't.
Trust. Yeah, I know.
I'm like, how? Like, I know you guys probably see
I
him
care and I
like
don't.
out.
Listen,
Yeah, yeah.
if I saw Nick just working at McDonald's when he had a degree, like I would have a coming to Jesus moment with him. Like, all right, dude, what are we doing? But outside of that, like, yeah, dude, I don't.
we don't care.
I think
care.
I think he did. I don't know. You tell me, Nick. I think he did like some internship for recruiting. I
I think
believe.
I remember him
Dude,
mentioning
why
that.
doesn't he just work with you?
I think he's still finishing.
Maybe in the books. We'll
I think
see.
he talked. I
I'm
think
gonna-
he said he was because every once in a while he's like, I'm finishing like after this semester.
Yeah,
So I don't
yeah.
know if he's finishing this year.
I think he's finishing this semester. I believe. I thought. Maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah,
maybe
dude,
he
should
moved
just
it
work with
again.
you.
Oh, maybe.
I don't
What?
know.
He should just work with you, and then I'll join you guys.
Dude, I'd love to talk to him about it.
It's always an opportunity.
Yeah. Call
Yeah,
me
this
Nick.
manager
Call me
thing
Nick.
isn't for me.
Well, thanks for coming by, guys.
Dude, thanks for having me. This was very
Yeah,
fun.
this was great.
It's a like no, I love Nick and Ange. Well, we see each other so
No, he
much.
doesn't.
There's
He doesn't love you guys.
we see each other so much. It's like what's new to talk
Breath of-
about.
yeah.
So this was like a breath of fresh air
For sure.
So,
Low key, when he started this podcast, he first asked me. My price was a little too high, so then he chose you guys. So, isn't that right, Joe? Is that what happened?
Absolutely.
first recruits. But thank you guys for watching or listening another episode of the Wet Lily Podcast. Follow us on Instagram or Twitter at Wet Lily Pod, all lowercase, no space, all facts. You know the deal. If you're watching on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, turn those post notifications, give us a thumbs up, like, comment. You know the deal. But thank you guys for another week. You guys will probably might see both of them, or at least one of them at different points the rest of this year. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Maybe Ange and Nick will reject them ever coming back after this day.
After I expose him for the what was the gingerbread house incident?
Yeah, dude, Nick.
They'll never come back again.
Probably not.
We'll see how next week goes. But we will see you guys next week on another episode of the Wet Lily Podcast. Peace.